There we are. I love truncating usernames with streamer mode. Okay, I have to pop out the chat because this is a little difficult to do otherwise. Alright, I have got to open up six instances of Citra. Or just 6 windows. I don't know why I call it an instance. This isn't RuneScape. This isn't an MMO. Hello, everybody! Hello! It's Citra Nightly. That doesn't get updated anymore. I don't think even the new battle station, I don't think it can handle 22 instances of Citra. I think I tested doing anything more than this, but with how I have to oh Christ. I ate way too much food tonight. With how I have to space out reloading the windows each time, I don't think I would save. I think I determined that like 6 was like the most I was actually saving time on. Like anything more than that, and it was just kind of fakakid. Alright, so let's open up, now that I've got all 6 of those, let's open up the game. Hit it, let me make sure I'm actually in front of Suicune. There we go, I look like I'm in front of Suicune. Cool, so let's see if these worked. I think I should just have to lower that. Let me know if that works, because if I open OBS to check... No, I'm not gonna drink tonight. My stomach is not feeling up to that. I ate a lot of food, and I don't feel like throwing alcohol on top of that. In general, I'm a little sleepy, but I have to do. I gotta need to stream. Yeah, what have I done? I do have fun doing drinking streams, but you know, we don't have to do that every time. Cool, so let's do our first 6 encounters of Suicune, which is going to be a little obnoxious to check. Well, no, I just have to look at its main, yeah? I'm like always paranoid about starting a new holy shit! Soul! Holy crap! Thank you so much! Wow! Wow, it's like I'm a real Twitch streamer. Well, I hope everyone enjoys. I don't have much going on with it, but I do need to hop on that at some point. I did mean to talk to Ed about making, like, emotes, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. Well, thank you so very much, Soul. I vastly appreciate it. Does this window keep popping up on that screen? I can adjust it if it does. I'm sure that must be a little annoying to see pop up constantly. Is what it is, though. I have to track my shinies somehow. My record for getting a shiny through wormhole hunting is I got Reshiram at, I think it was 72. And see Pokemon, no, other window. Okay. Because I have a, you know what, it might be because it's a Firefox window. And OBS does not play very well with Firefox for some reason or another. It's probably so you can't, like, pirate Netflix stuff, but, you know. Yeah, I have a Firefox window open with a Pokemon Shiny Tracker. Let's see, it's shinytrack.night.coffee / I think I just looked up Pokemon Shiny Hunt Counter. Or Tracker, and I have that for when I shiny hunt. And it's cool because it also, like, shows the like, percentage of, like, oh, you've done this. Statistically, you're, like, 70% of the way to getting one. But, you know, due to how math works and probability and such, there is no guarantee. It's like, I should have gotten Thundurus significantly earlier than I got Thundurus. I think I got Thundurus at, it was, like, 4,300, which was pretty brutal. Oh, nice. What you, do in RuneScape or, like, in another game? Is that Uma Musume thing? I see everyone's on the Horse Girl game. Which I haven't played because, you know, I feel like one gotch is enough for me. But, the meme game, the meme space surrounding it has been a fun thing to watch. Hello, Cammy. Yeah, I figured Wednesday would be kind of like a good chill day, you know? Like, if we do, Monday and Friday for, because I want to get, like, into a pretty consistent pattern of streaming more often. So I figured Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's like Friday, you get, like, the cool, big game that everyone wants to see. Monday will be like, oh, hey, we're starting out the week strong. And, I think I put the latency on this way too high. There's some pretty serious delay going on. Let me... that would be a real pain in the ass to do. Just because I would have to... Alright, 1 second. I'm gonna kill the feeds real quick, like, whilst I check the live stream. I cannot adjust the latency mid-stream. Damn. Well, whatever. We'll have a nice delay. Won't that be fun? Yeah, what is Goo Goo Babies indeed, Russ? Jeepers creepers. All I know is that, like, there's, like, some, like, motherly horse figure. And, oh, let me turn these back on. There was, like, some motherly horse figure does mom play or something or another. And she plays Goo Goo Babies, I think. That's all I've, like, gathered from it. I don't think I ever streamed 3 days a week. Even in my heyday, I think I was pretty limited to just 2. Yeah, usually, what did I used to do? It was like Wednesday and Saturday? How did I get all this Zekra? I played the game. I think those are just the ones you get from beating the story, right? Yeah, that's all the ones from beating the story. I did go through Ultramoon legit. I didn't just download a save file. I have since done a lot of save file fuckery, but getting up here, I played the game totally legit, got as much of the decks completed as I could without having to use PK hacks. I think the only, like, I did grab Ultra Sun, and I grabbed a save file for that. But, you know, I didn't feel like going through Alola again. Oh, yeah, you know, that might have been right. I gotta tell you, the 2020 specifically is a bit of a blur. That was quite the year. I think most people will agree with me. I know, what if I get the shiny? Well, just go for the next shiny. I have 3 more to get. Or 2 more to get. So, I would like to get the shiny early. Though, I don't know, we got them pretty quick in the last stream. I feel like... I mean, it's all RNG, but, oh, it happened out, you know, you know, just, everyone was a little sleepy. Everyone stayed inside. We all had a big old country... A big old worldwide pajama party. Everyone was chill. Bo Burnham had a great time. He didn't freak out at all. Everyone had fun. 2020 was just a wonderful time for every human being. I joke, of course, but I did like 2021 a lot. We had a lot of shoots going on at that time. It was very busy in a very fun way. Made a lot of money. Did a lot of good work. I would relive 2021 again. That's like the real big thing, man. It's like 2020 through like 2024, like I don't feel like those years happened sometimes. Like I know I just talked about how much I enjoyed 2021 and pretty much I enjoyed 2022 a lot. But it does not feel like 5 years have passed. That has been that's been a weird thing to kind of come to grips with. And so I'm like, oh yeah, man, I'm still in my mid-20s. And you're like, nope, you're 30. Nothing interesting happened, but it happened. Yeah, let's go time loop back into 2021. We'll go play BDSP. I'm sure the summer 2021 was magical if you weren't in the US. There was a lot going on. I do like calling it the big funny of 2020. I don't think you get dinged for ad revenue if you say COVID anymore. That's like the, now that, like, everyone's just pretending it doesn't exist anymore, I don't think you get dinged for it. That was, I remember I was watching Todd in the Shadows, who I very, one of my favorite YouTube channels, probably top 3. And when he was doing his best of 2021, or his worst of 2021, he's like, yeah, you know, that's how everyone felt when 2020 ended. He was like, it's gonna be a non-stop party. The hell is over. 2020's done. Let's go to 2021. And then it was just kind of a boring year that nothing happened, and the charts kind of showed it. Because he does pop music reviews. See, oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of a weird. No, the only somewhat recent death in my family actually happened in 2019. So, I was gonna say she had managed to avoid the pandemic, but, you know, she's fucking dead, so I don't know how happy that is. I think we'll go for Moltres next, because I've wanted a... I fished for Shiny Heatran hard in Pokemon Go for... Hard. Jesus, I put a fucking rasp on that. I fished for Shiny Heatran hard in Go and never managed to land it. So I feel like I want that to be like the thing that I end off wormhole hunting on, you know? I want that to be the big finale we send off on. Of course, I say we. I might end up just doing it myself. Like, I shiny hunt on my own. I don't save all of this for online. I did with Suicune, just mostly because I haven't felt like shiny hunting very much. All of the time and effort I would have put into shiny hunting, I have spent on RuneScape recently. I've been playing a lot of RuneScape. Oh, Jesus, Cammy. I'm sorry. That fucking blows. I'm gonna say, I think I do have some, like, more distant family members that trend conservative. I don't talk to them, and I haven't really ever, so, I'm not totally sure, but at least I know they're not, like, Jan 6thers, you know? I can take solace in the fact that they're just regular stupid. RuneScape, no one watches the RuneScape streams. No one watches me. I've done RuneScape streams. No one wants to see me. No one wants to see me stream RuneScape. I'm still. It's a slot machine. Like, I'm literally just rolling the things, and eventually I'm gonna hit 777, and I'm gonna be like, yay! And then I can. I don't know. Then I never have to do it again. It is just kind of a quick... I mean, it's the same thing with, like, MMO drops. Like, you just farm the same boss over and over for the drop you really want. And then you finally get it, and you're like, yay! And now you have it forever. Plus, ultimately, like, when you do it like this, it's really not that bad. I get to talk to people. I get to, or I'll just, like, put, like, I'll, like, listen to, like, if there's an album I want to listen to, I will put that on while I shiny hunt. Yeah, it is just gameplay without the monetary risk. I don't know, I probably wouldn't have been super into RuneScape if I didn't play it when I was, God, when was I? How old was I? I was 10. I'm subbed to Limp. I haven't watched this new video yet. But you do shiny hunting in other Pokemon games? Well, I am gonna do it in I still need to get shiny Zygarde, so I have to go through Dynamax Adventures for that. So yeah, I'm gonna do it through Shield. I don't know if I'm gonna stream that. I don't know, I probably should. Getting viewers to help out with that would make the process a hell of a lot easier. Well, you spend your time when you gamble, too. Oh no, shiny Suicune is definitely not a good shiny, but I need it. I don't have it, and I'd like to, since I have to pay real money to, because if, to send Pokemon from bank to home, you have to have a premium home subscription. So, if I want to send my Pokemon over, I'm gonna have to spend $3. And so I figure I would much rather just finish shiny hunting here and make sure I have no regrets, that I never have to come back to Ultra Moon for the purpose of shiny hunting, so I can be very efficient with my $3. And then, you know, the silly thing is in between these two streams, I've made, like, $5 from Google reward surveys, so, you know, I can use that to buy a home sub, so it is quite literally no skin off of my back, but I want shiny Suicune. My good person that sounds like the Sun Cosfest. I mean, I want the shinies anyway. I have most legendary shiny, so I want to finish a collection. Plus, Suicune is one that I've kind of, like, beefed for a while. Again, in Pokemon Go, I got Raikou and, yeah, and $10. I got Raikou and Entei in Go without any kind of hassle, but Suicune eluded me a lot. And then when I first did Dynamax Adventures, for some reason I thought you were gonna just be able to catch all the ones that you wanted. Like infinite Suicune printer, essentially. But then I learned, oops, if you catch it, that's it for that save file, you'll never get to get it again. So I did that with Suicune and Giratina before I realized. And fortunately, I'm fucking swimming in shiny Giratinas. That shit's useless to me now. I got so many of them in Go, and then sent them over, so now I have more shiny Giratinas than I know what to do with. But I've yet to get Suicune, so, gosh willing, we get a Suicune. I would have preferred to have finished shiny hunting entirely before I went to see Casey, but that's probably not going to happen. Because that's happening next week, and I have other things I would like to do in that time, rather than just desperately try to get, a couple shinies. I partook in the devil's lettuce yesterday. It was still, well, no, I mean, it was, well, I mean, it was good. I had fun. Then I ate a bunch, and then I fell asleep. That was one thing, when I last went to the cabin, like, one night, we were like, oh yeah, well, let's partake. And so I partook, and I just ate a ton of food until I got, what am I doing? I just ate a ton of food, and then the second my stomach hit its capacity, I just went to my bed and fell asleep. And I woke up the next day, and I'm like, oh wow, that was literally just what bears do right before hibernation. Well, then part of it, too, is when I go to visit Casey, I'm going to bring my my hacked 3DS over. And they've got some stuff in Ultra Sun and Moon that they want to send over to home. So I'm probably going to end up just getting a home sub anyway. So unless I like really like marathon it at that point and try to like squeeze the last two legendaries into that home sub, I might just have to end up paying. I might just have to end up paying $6. It's whatever. It's $6 entire in my Google reward survey money, so it's as the kids say, it's free real estate. I am drinking right now. I've got a nice zero sugar blue Gatorade. Because it has been hot as bowels, and I needed a little help staying extra hydrated. I did get some, like, electrolyte powder, like, to kind of, like, make your own Gatorade Zero. And it tastes like... Oh, it tastes fucking horrible. It's really bad. It's the whole thing about it is that... Nah, it's not Gatorade with a nipple. This one's just, like, a bottle with a one you crack open. It's so salty, is the thing. I know, like, the whole point of, like, oral rehydration salts is that it's salty, but, like, it's got a... I mean, it's not, like, overly salty to the point where, like, I'm making salt water, but, like, it's got enough of a kick that I don't quite like. It does not have enough artificial sweetener to mask that. It is very good at what it does. I used to drink it a lot, when we used to do shoots, like, out in the summer heat, like, in the summer of 2022, I think we spent, like, what was it? Like, it was a 2-hour shoot directly on blacktop. No shade, no nothing. Like, we would sub out every few minutes, like, to make sure that we just, like, weren't in, like, direct sunlight constantly, but, either way, got very sunburnt, even through, I had sunscreen on, but, like, I apparently didn't put it on, like, one part of my forehead. Oh, Evie, sorry, come. I just let dudes jerk off in my mouth and I feel better. There was, like, one part of my forehead that I apparently just constantly didn't get. And when I woke up the next morning, Mom's like, oh. And I'm like, oh god, what? And I look in the mirror, and, like, it is a noticeable sunburn just on that part of my forehead. It's where my hair tends to fall. So I guess I just constantly kept missing it, or maybe, like, I kept, like, sweating on my hair, and it, like, whopped. Whopped. Like, I think I'm gonna catch it in a dive ball. Point being, I drank a lot of, the rehydration stuff, and it helped me feel better immediately. Maybe that's some like placebo, and or like oh, I'm told it'll help me feel better, so it helped me feel better. But I mean, objectively, like the whole point of a if the whole point of a product is to rehydrate you, it stands to reason that I was rehydrated by the product. I do not miss that, especially in temperatures like that. I mean, that was a hot summer, but like the temperatures are like even hotter now. Like we were doing that in like a high 80s. Like it's like midnight. It was like mid 90s today. That would have been hell. No thanks. I mean, you take what you get when it comes to the gig economy, but I definitely preferred gigs that we were indoors for. Like, we used to have a client that we would shoot, like, they would do house remodeling. And so after they finished, and sometimes, like, the day that the clients were moving back in, like, we would be there, like, 6 hours before, like, going through the house, taking pictures of everything, and, like, videos, like, a walkthrough saying, like, hey, this is what we do for this company, or, like, this is what we do to remodel the house, and, like, basically make their marketing stuff for them. But it was all inside, and they always had really nice, all of their houses always had really nice cooling systems. So those are some of my favorites, because at least we stayed cool. Though, obviously we couldn't wear shoes. We could not track dirt or anything into these brand new houses that we're about to have people move in. And I don't know if you've ever stood barefoot on hardwood for, like, hours at a time without much of a chance to sit down. That shit sucks. Like, I'd always be really glad that we tended not to have, like, shoots back to back. Because, like, the whole next day, like, my feet would be in screaming agony. Nothing. We are up to 200... Well, after this next batch, we'll be up to 252. Yep, 252. And then, Bossman was like, well, what if we just, like, bought Crocs, right? And then, like, only wore these Crocs inside when we would do these kind of shoots. And they're like, well, yeah, I mean, as long as there's, like, no dirt on them, like, they're only for this, go for it. So then we, you know, obviously started wearing we had the work Crocs. And we got to wear those for one shoot, and then that company, never, hired us again. Never commissioned us again. And I think to this day, we like, I think they just ended up like I think, I have no clue. I remember someone saying that like they looked at like later videos and they kind of looked like they were just shot on an iPhone. So maybe they determined that like, because that would be in 2022 when we did that. Like, I guess they determined that like just like TikToks or YouTube shorts were probably just fine enough for the modern consumer. So they didn't need all of our fancy 4K cameras doing the stuff when they could just walk through with an iPhone in like 5 minutes. I don't know if that's what ended up happening. It's just what it seemed to be. But we have not worked with them in a few years, and that sucks, because I thought those jobs were really fun. We had a job with them once, and that would have been in, like, the fall of 2022, like, autumn 2022. And, it was cicada, or it might have been 2020, no, it was 2021, I'm sorry. Where it was cicada season. And we had to do one of those shoots, and like we had to do outdoor like external shots, and there were so many fucking cicadas. They were everywhere. Good luck, Russ. They were fucking everywhere. Like, we were constantly slapping cicadas off of our skin. They were constantly trying to crawl up our shirts and pants, so I had to keep flicking them off of my body. We had cracked car window open because it was like also like brutally fucking humid and hot, and we didn't just want to like immediately die the second we got back in the car. But then speaking of dying when you get in the car, we finished with that shoot like 6 hours later, and the car was just not like full, but like there was just a shocking amount of dead cicadas in the car. Like, I don't know, they got in and just like immediately died. But like we were just like scooping like handfuls of dead cicadas out from like the foot areas in Boss Man's car, and we were like, what the fuck is this? And that was the shittiest thing about it too, was the way that we would do external shots is the trick that we would do to make sure that everything had like pretty like even lighting, but like maintaining like not like washed out, like this way like you could see the sky without it being completely blown out. You could see the shadows of the porch without it being too dark. We would take the same picture. We would be sitting it in a... We'd set the tripod wherever we wanted to shoot it to get the angle. And then we'd shoot it at, like, all, like, the different, like, exposures. Like, oh, let's do one that's super dark so the sky comes in super nice. Let's do one that's super light so the shadows come in really nice. And we would go into like Photoshop and you know, like take like the best from each one and then layer it over each other, and what you get is like a nice picture with like some really good lighting levels just all around. But the thing that sucks about that is that something changes with one of the pictures, you have to obviously work around that. And it was fucking Cicada Geddon at that point, so that was a really, really long editing session where we constantly were just editing out fucking cicadas that were in one shot, flew in one, and weren't there in the other. Like, I think Bossman didn't, like, bring us in on editing a lot, because that's where he made a lot of his money. Like, we were there as, like, the hired guns for, like, camera shots or setting up lighting. And, pretty much, like, all the money from the shoot he would use to pay us, and then he would make it all back on the fact that he was the one doing all of the editing. But, that was, like, one of the few times... Hello, Space Boy! That was one of the few times that Bossman brought us in for editing, just because there was so much to do. He's like, I am never gonna get this, like, in the deadline. Please, for the love of God, help me with this. So... Point being, come the fall of 2038, if I'm still in this line of work, I'll be waiting for winter to do any external shots. So that's a story of comics professionalism. Oh, I haven't updated the thing in a little bit. Should be, yeah, 218. It's not like it matters. There hasn't been a shiny. That's where I first heard it. Okay. Not gonna say that out loud, but... You know, the Gatorade that I'm drinking is kind of the color of a shiny Suicune. So, like, you imagine that, like, because, like, the Pokemon's water. Like, Suicune is water. So, like, you have to imagine that it's, like, kind of, like, slimy or wet to the touch. Like, it's like kind of like it's like a damp Pokemon. Maybe it's got some, like, translucent skin like a toad. But point being, like, the Gatorade is just, you know, you put, like, a keg tap in a Suicune, and then you put it over, like, a Gatorade vat. This is starting to sound very it's Suicune milk. We'll just, you know what? Yeah, you'll say Suicune's bathwater. I was gonna say Suicune milk. It's the blue milk from Star Wars. Yeah, let's like just take The Last Jedi and make a re-edit where the only thing that changes is instead of like milking a walrus, for the blue milk at the beginning, Luke Skywalker milks a Suicune. It's just like a bunch of Suicunes on the island. Where it's like, holy shit, like, legendary Pokemon are here. That's what Ray sounds like, by the way. My Nate Yokai Watch voice. Where in Suicune are you putting the tap? I was thinking, because, like, you see it, like, on its side. I was thinking, like, on its, like, side, you know? Kind of like an actual, like, oak keg. Milk. Which Pokemon are mammals, therefore produce milk? Well, it's hard to tell because, like, there's, like, a case to be made that, at least until 8th gen or 9th gen, that all Pokemon were reptiles. Because they all laid eggs and they all could learn, and they basically could all learn Toxic. So I get the feeling that they're all, like, fucking reptiles. Because they're all just a bunch of poisonous egg lay. But then you say that, and platypuses, platypi, are also poisonous egg layers. Though, I mean, that one they choose between the poison or laying eggs, because I think only the males have the poison spurs. I don't know that for sure, though, so don't quote me on that. So either all Pokemon are reptiles, or all Pokemon are, platypi. Oh, Goodra. Goodra milk would be great. It would just be mucus. Just fucking slimy, gross fucking... It's like you... Ugh. It's like if someone sneezed in your mouth. That's what breastfeeding from a Goodra would be like. Someone was eating Starburst and sneezed into your mouth. So you have a nice, sweet snot. This is disgusting, I'm sorry. I'm gonna drop that train of thought. I did think about doing a Smasher Pass, and I just can't get past, I would probably pass on Goodra, because I don't imagine that it's, like, a pleasant slime experience. I feel like most people expecting the pleasant slime experience from Goodra are assuming that it's just going to, like, smell neutral, like it's not going to have a scent. I feel like Goodras probably smell fucking horrible. I don't know. I don't know what snails smell like. I've never whiffed a snail. So, maybe it's good. I don't know, man. I could find someone with Goodra-sized thighs that wasn't covered in mucus. Evolutions have flavored milk. Yeah, it's, Flareon's got that, that was like the... What's the joke from Deltarune? It was like the body wash that smelled like cheese pizza or something. Extra spicy cheese deodorant for boys. I got a gag gift for Christmas that's like a bar of soap that smells like flaming hot Cheetos. No, the worst smelling Pokemon's gotta be like muck. It's gotta be a poison type. Escargot smells like nothing. I don't know, maybe a... I don't know, I'd maybe be into Goodra if they smelled like garlic. Ugh. I get that it's probably objectively a good idea, but man, I don't want to rub snail mucus on me. I feel like Skuntank was the obvious answer, that's the one I wanted to go for. But then I remembered it was some, like, I swear Muck has a dex entry that's like, its breath kills grass. So, like, it smells so bad that, like, creatures die from it. That was a creature from the Edge Chronicles book series that, it's a name that would have made for a great Pokemon name. It's a giant, like a bullfrog. Boy, none of you can fucking spell Garbodor. It's called the Halitoad. And its whole thing, it is a frog that builds up noxious gas in its stomach, and then belches it at its prey. And then it smells so bad, it essentially just, like, knocks them out cold, and then it, you know, like, eats them and goes into the undergrowth to eat it. And Halitoad is, like, such a great name for a Pokemon. Like, imagine, like, a... Yeah. Let's say we got, like, a Paldean, because Halitoad sounds kind of close to Politoed, right? So, you would get, like, a Paldean, like, Poliwag, which evolves into a Paldean Poliwhirl, and then you could evolve it, and then it would become, like, Halitoad, you know? And it would be a poison type. Like, poison and water. But I can't fucking use that, because the Edge Chronicles beat me to it, almost 30 goddamn years ago. Everyone go read the Edge Chronicles. It's a great book series. I fucking love it. I was gonna say Florija, but that's not a Pokemon. That's from Dragon Warrior Monsters. Well, it's from Dragon Quest. Maybe. I don't know if that was in a game before. I know the Monster series does have unique designs, but I can't remember if Florija was one of them. Not only would a hummingbird slap so hard, it would also do it very fast on account of how fast they flap their wings. Yeah, it's not Fearless J, it's Flora J. Actually, now I'm super curious about that. I gotta look that up. I have to. All right, it looks like the thunderstorm's passing over me. I'm surprised I didn't lose power. That wind was looking pretty pretty strong. Like, usually my cats don't. King fuchsia is what they're called in the modern translation, like kingfisher. Introduced in Monsters. Okay, it was a unique thing. Introduced in Monsters, and then it went to 7. How about that? Has it been in anything else? Monsters 2, Caravan Heart, Joker 2. Wow, so it's only ever been in the Monster series in 7. I don't think I have to go all the way to Goku for that. I think I can just do it with All Might. Didn't, like, All Might, like, stop a storm by, like, punching so hard that it displaced the wind pressure and blew it away? I thought that was super cool. My Hero Academia had its moments. I mean, I genuinely loved this series for a long time. It just, it did not hold up. I did not care for the latter half of that series. It's pretty nuts that anything got to like 400 chapters with Modern Shonen Jump too. They are a trigger happy bunch over there. It's like a bunch of stuff that I was reading ended up just getting canceled. And now it's like a bunch of new stuff that clearly does not have a chance in hell, but, you know, it's cool, it's whatever. We'll just throw shit at the wall until, it hits chapter 18, and then we can kill it to throw the new piece of fucking fodder out. Alright, and we are up to 408. I am not worried about it potentially being a drag yet. I'll say the lowest I got was like 72 for Mushiram. I got Zekrom pretty early too. I got Zekrom at goddamn, Pick, now you've been hauling ass. I got Zekrom at like 632. That was pretty fast. And I was doing that one at a time. So really, that means I did it at like 3,600. Maybe if you want to count this setup. But that was the only one that I did one at a time. I started doing Thunderous one at a time, but that's when I decided that I would much rather just do the Citra method. Which, like, I don't know, you could call it cheating or cheap, but, like, it's the same thing as, like, the people that, I think I said this during the last Shiny Hunting stream. You see those Shiny Hunters with, like, 5 Game Boy Advances doing it. It's the same thing. My whole thing is I just didn't spend, $500 on an extra 5 2DSs in 2020. Yeah, that's what I've been doing mostly. And now to make the RuneScape about me. uh, Once you hit 90 woodcutting, you get access to a tree that you can sit at for 4 minutes completely AFK. Like, you don't have to pay attention to the screen for like 4 minutes. And it's a really good experience. And that is such a dream. That's what I did whenever I needed a second screen activity. I would just put RuneScape on and just woodcut redwoods. Though the next big area is about to drop. There's the final big part of the Varlamore continent's about to drop in 2 weeks. So that'll be nice, because it's coming with a fletching activity, and I've been kind of lazy with fletching, so it'll be nice to, finish that 99. Fletching's a pretty fast and easy 99, I just haven't felt like doing it. Because it's very much a nothing skill. For those who don't know, it's you make ranged equipment. And ranged equipment is very cheap. Anything you can fletch is usually very cheap. Or, if you're on an account that can't trade with other people, most of the time, the ranged equipment that you want, you would just farm as a drop from a monster. It's not a particularly useful skill. Yeah, I took a good break from RuneScape for a while this year, after Leagues, because I played the ever-living shit out of Leagues 5. Got the highest rank and everything. I don't think I touched the game from, middle of January till, mid-May. Hello, Epic! I'm not losing. I've maintained, what is it, 48 minutes of unbroken conversation. So, I feel like that's a victory in and of itself. Gatorade. There was something I discovered recently where I got this, got 20... Oh boy, is Trev gonna see if he can get the shiny before me. Yeah, Trev, Trev was doing... That's what, there's a hack they were playing called, Mini Emerald, and it has all the legendaries in it, and Trev was like, I want to try shiny hunting. And I was like, yeah, you can open multiple windows of MGBA. And so Trev was like, okay, and opens 24 windows. And not only does he open 24 windows, but he was going for his shiny Latios, and then accidentally reset over it because he got into the zone. So he not only did he get a shiny Latios, he had to go get another shiny Latios. Speaking of shiny Latios, man, fucking, you know the Pokemon move Chloroblast? When I first got my shiny Latios in Go, I was like, okay, cool, what do I name this green Pokemon? And at first I named it Toothpaste Jet, because I'm like, haha, look, it kind of looks like toothpaste. And then one of my friends was like, that's dumb. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So, I named it Chloroblast, because it's like a chloroplast, but it's a Latios, so it fucking blasts you with its sky-high special attack stat. And then Legends Arceus comes out, and now Chloroblast is just an actual move. So I'm like, no, I did it first! We are shiny hunting today. I was actually pretty surprised at how, I put up a poll between this and playing Spyro, and I was kind of surprised at, like, just how much more people wanted to see shiny hunting than Spyro. I kind of remember that from, like, when I was doing Spyro streams, like, really, like, half a decade ago. I don't know, maybe it's just, like, the whole thing of when I'm, like, going around searching for individual gems instead of just blasting through the levels. I don't know if people like Spyro. Which is a shame, because I don't know if this is a hot take, but I've always liked Spyro more than Crash Bandicoot. I always thought that was the... I thought Spyro was really the definitive PS1 platformer. And I don't know why I thought that, and because... It might have just been because I played a lot more Spyro than I played of Crash. Because I didn't have Crash Bandicoot. Like, games were very few and far between, and I got that, I had a family member who didn't want his copy of Ripto's Rage anymore, so when I got my PS2, he was like, yo, man, you want this? I'm like, yes! Yeah, man, I got the fucking trilogy for Spyro, because it was pretty cheap on Switch. I was like, this is gonna be great! And then they changed, like, how the physics work entirely, and it just felt like the basic act of, like, moving and, like, jumping over gaps, which feels really good in the PS1 versions, felt like a total crapshoot every time. And so I 100%ed 1, which is the first time I've ever done that. Just to, like, make sure, I'm like, alright, let me give this a total shot, let me do everything I can do before I, like, say, like, this is objectively worse or anything. And so, with the whole thing of objectively knowing what I'm talking about, because I've now 100%ed the game, I fucking hate the fucking Reignited trilogy. It feels like absolute dog shit. I hate it so much. It feels broken. Like I wouldn't have released the game in that state. Just go emulate the PS1 versions. Do not buy the Reignited trilogy. Don't make my mistake. I don't know, maybe you'll get more out of it if you never played the originals, but, like, even if I hadn't played the originals, I would still feel like something was off with, like, jumping and gliding. I heard that was a thing with the Insane trilogy, that they kind of changed Crash's hitbox. And I never played the Insane trilogy, so I could not confirm or deny, but, like, if it's, like, kind of a similar thing to how it felt with Spyro, I can totally get why, like, veterans were getting thrown off super hard. So that's my Spyro rant. Yeah, no, I love the PS1 versions. Though I never beat... it took me a long time to beat Ripto's Rage because my disc got... I mean, maybe that's why that family member gave me his copy. The disc was scratched, and whenever you would beat the first boss, and it would be like, oh, you beat first boss, and, like, the loading screen, it would just hang forever. Like, like, freeze, like, it would never advance. Like, one time out of, like, 20, I could get through, but it got to a point where, and then, you know, like, another boss would come up, and then it would just be another crapshoot, and I'm like, alright, fuck this. I'll just go, I'll go read. I'll go do a different activity rather than fighting the same boss 20 times for, like, the 1% chance that the disc doesn't hang this time. So, I didn't end up beating Ripto's Rage until I got a PS3 later, and then bought it on the PlayStation Network, and then God, that would have been in 11th grade. That was the summer right before 11th grade. That was the last game I beat before 11th grade kicked up. I'd say it was a good time, but it wasn't. Spyro was a good time. That was fun, but 11th grade sucked. I did not like 11th grade. It's very sad. It was very sad in a way that, like, nothing seems to, you know, work, right? Do you mean depression? Yeah, kinda. I was no stranger to depression at that point, but, like, I just could not get a foothold in 2011 and 2012. Hello, Cameron! Got better later. That was just a very unfun few months. I was in 11th grade. Jesus Christ. I was 24 when COVID hit. I was almost 25. Though that's one thing that sucked, too. I'm pretty sure COVID cost me a really nice job. Because I was interning at the county government. And they hired me on as, like, more than an intern. Like, officially I was still kind of an intern. But there were two of us that were, like, really fitting for the job. So I got hired on as, like, a intern and then, like, just, like, a part-time worker. And then, after the year ended, they're like, hey, you know, we'll call you. And, you know, let's see if we can, like, get you in, like, permanent style. I'm like, cool. This will be great. This is all I wanted. I fucking love this job. Summer of 2019 was just one of the best years of my life because I was having so much fun at that job. And then COVID hit and I didn't get any response. And, then it just turns out, like, this one I learned later, and I don't know if it's necessarily true, it's just, when I ended up getting a different job at county, I realized that, like, when COVID hit, I don't know if they were looking for an excuse the entire time, or, like, it just happened to work out that way, but, like, that entire department was just gutted. Like, it was down to, like, a skeleton crew, like, maybe 2-3 people. And I was like, oh. Like, I don't know if, like, COVID did that, or, like, I was never getting that job. But, you know, so that sucked. I mean, I never ended up contacting them about it later, so at that point I probably should have asked, yo, what's going on with this? But, well, they said they'd call me, but I can't, whatever. If I think about it, I just get upset, and I don't want to do that right now. Point being, got a job at a different job at county. And then left that very fast because at some point I got a screaming fucking panic attack. Not literally screaming, but like a really noticeable, embarrassing panic attack in front of everybody. And then I felt super fucking awkward about it, and I ended up just, like, quitting on the spot. Just, like, pure panic move. And it was that one was, like... That one was fumbling the easiest layup of my life. Like, I regret that so fucking bad. I'm laughing because it's easier to laugh. But yeah, that was not good. Let's move on to happier shit. What's your favorite Pokemon movie? Mine's Destiny Deoxys. Of course, I say that, but, I haven't watched much of the new... Well, I was gonna say I haven't watched much of the newer Pokemon movies, but, like, there haven't really been newer Pokemon movies. The Zarude one was the last one. Oh my god. Sorry. Hell, the Zarude one might be the last one. Now that, like, we wanted to, like, have, like... Now that we don't have, like, Ash and his adventures, like... And then Pokemon Horizons is following, like, more of a plot than, like, Ash's, like, Monster of the Week formula. The big thing I remember about the Latios and Latias movie is that the two, villains from it... Annie and Oakley, I thought were just screaming hot. Like, even as a bab, I was just like, whoa, mama! Like, this is amazing! And no one ever makes fan art of them. You know, fan art and quote-unquote fan art of them. So, silly Russ, we didn't have a Pokemon game last year. This is the worst time you could have said that. I don't know. My big thing with Destiny Deoxys is, like, I don't know. I haven't, like, actually sat down and watched Destiny Deoxys in, like, probably 20 years, but, my big thing with Destiny Deoxys was, like, I would wake up every Saturday morning pretty early and watch Saturday morning cartoons. And, so, like, one day I go in, I'm getting ready to watch my cartoons, I got my breakfast cereal, I'm ready to game, I'm ready to watch, and just all of a sudden, I'm watching a new Pokemon movie I hadn't seen, and I came in, like, halfway through it, and I was like, whoa, what the hell? What is this? And then, like, a commercial break came on and said, Destiny Deoxys, we'll be back. And I'm like, what the hell is a Deoxys? I thought it was, like, I didn't know if it was a word I'd never heard of, because I was, like, what, 8, 9 at the time? I was like, is this a word I haven't heard of? What the fuck is a Deoxys? And then I see it come in, and I was like, what the hell is that? And it was just like that, like, feeling of, like, wow, the world truly is infinite. That, like, made me, like, to this day, I still look back really fondly on Destiny Deoxys. I have not sat down and watched it since, but got scared by Ponyo as an adult. I don't know, I might get scared. If, like, kids are in danger now, like, as a kid, you're like, oh no, that's like I'm in danger. Now it's like, if I imagine, like, my niece in that, like, actual peril, I just have, like, I'm like, oh god, oh god, oh god, this is the worst feeling. It's a weird thing about growing up, is, like, you start empathizing with the adults in kid movies. Oh man, speaking of Destiny Deoxys, this is a story that I think is really funny. It is technically responsible for me getting into music as a whole. I'm gonna let that sit for 5 seconds while you could question what that could possibly mean. Okay, so, like, for a long time, like, music wasn't, like a really big facet of my life. Like, Mom wasn't super into music. Like, she didn't really have favorite bands. Like, music was just something you heard on the radio, you know? You go to a place, you go to, like, you drive out to run errands, you turn on the radio, that's what music is. It's not really something you hear at home. That's kind of how I grew up. And that started changing around, like, 2006. Mom bought an iPod one day, and she loaded it up with, what was it, Feel Good Inc., and then I think my mom's friend's kids let me borrow a Crazy Frog CD. Oh, it was also, Holiday and Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day. So it's like those 3 songs and a Crazy Frog CD are like all I'm like listening to is like music. And I'm like, alright, whatever, music's not really important to me, I don't care. So I log on to YouTube before school one morning. This is in 2007, mind you. So there's not a whole lot on YouTube. What I remember really watching a lot of on YouTube at the time, and I think specifically what I was going to log on to watch that day, was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team videos. There was one YouTuber that for the life of me I can't find anymore. I'm either misremembering his name or his channel's just gone. But, I see one thing, and it was like, it was just called, like, Rayquaza versus Deoxys in the end. And I'm like, what does that mean? And so I click on it, and it's an AMV of the beginning fight of Destiny Deoxys. You know, with Rayquaza and Deoxys fighting each other. But it's set to In the End by Linkin Park. And I remember, like, listening to In the End for the first time and being like, oh my god, this is what music can be? And I was so mind blown that I immediately went on, later, I was, like, thinking about it all day. I'm like, oh my god, In the End by Linkin Park. In the End by Linkin Park. And so fucking, I get it on iTunes. And, like, it is all I listened to for, like, months. I think, like, 2007 to, like... What was it? That would have been, like, in September. I think, like, up until, like, December. Like, I would... All I would do is just listen to... Whenever I would do anything, I would do it to In the End by Linkin Park. On my original... It was an iPod Nano. It was, like, a first-gen iPod Nano. In the End by Linkin Park. So, like, Destiny Deoxys is also responsible for getting me into music because of fucking In the End. That's a... I don't know, that's a goofy story I enjoy telling. Oh, my mom did not let me use the internet until I was, like, she knew I used it, but, like, I would have to, like, ask her, be like, hey, can I go on, you know, this or that website? I wasn't allowed to watch YouTube. Mom was really strict about the internet. She wanted me to be super careful. Which, you know, good. She cared very deeply. But, you know, I got home before she did, and I knew the computer password. So I would just watch stuff on YouTube at the time. Which, you know, back then... like, there wasn't anything, like, upsetting on YouTube, or at least that I found. Like, I watched Pokemon... What was it, like, Mariland's, like, Diamond and Pearl competitive battling? Chugga Conroy. I discovered him, like, right when he did his 3rd episode of Earthbound was his most recent video. So, like, I would watch Chugga Conroy, I would watch Mariland, I would watch, like, I didn't even think YouTube poops were, like, a thing by that point, or at least they weren't as big as they would have been. I think it was, like, the summer of 2008, I got really into watching machinimas from, like, Guitar Master X7. And then that's when I think I started getting really, really into YouTube poops. And I'd always fantasize, like, oh, yeah, I want to make Let's Plays on YouTube, too. But, I don't know if it was just me, but uploading a video to YouTube was really difficult back then. Like, even when I thought I had the file extension right, like, I would put a video onto upload, and it just wouldn't upload. And that happened from, like, 2007 to, like, 2010. I remember the first time I got a video to upload, it wasn't even, like, something like an AVI file. It was, like, a .camrec file. I'm like, this is something that no one's even fucking heard of, and YouTube's accepting it just fine. But, you know, for a long time, I would, like, make, like, stupid little slideshows in, like, Windows Movie Maker. So, you know, probably for the best that none of those saw the light of day. They weren't, like, bad or anything, but they are very, what you would expect, like, a 12-year-old in 2007 to make. It's like, oh, yes, I am clever, I'm funny, I'm gonna be the next, Smosh or whatever. I don't even know Smosh was a thing. I didn't, like, watch super popular things. I was always a bit of a hipster. But, like, yeah, I'm gonna be the next big thing. And it just would have been, like, stock photos of Mario with, like, text fading in, like, saying, like, haha, I have a gun, lol, and Luigi would scream. I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is it. I'm gonna be the next Dom Farah. Laser collection? Pfft. I got Mario has a gun. With images I didn't even make. So clearly I wasn't the first person to think of Mario with a gun. But, like, not even an animation, just, you know, slideshows. So there's a lot of, like, old stuff that, like, I definitely don't have. It wasn't even brain rot back then. It was just a kid, like, being dumb. You're a hipster, but you're just... I'm not a hipster. It's just, I didn't... I don't know. Like, I remember when I first started LPing, Ray William Johnson was, like, the big hotness. And, I would come into class every morning, like, first period, and, like, my friends would be talking, like, oh, yeah, did you see the new Ray William Johnson video? I'm like, I don't really watch Ray William Johnson. And it wasn't, like, anything out of, like, malice. I'm like, oh, I'm better or cooler than you because I don't watch mainstream Ray William Johnson. I just didn't care. Like, I had different things I wanted to watch. I think I was really just entirely into YouTube poops at that time. Like, 2009... I just started high school, and I remember, like I said, like, Mom didn't really want me having access to the internet too much, but I remember when the school year started, I was making, like, a custom stage on Smash Brothers Brawl, and then, my Wii lit up, and said, like, hey, there's an alert. I'm like, oh, I wonder what this could be. And it was like, hey, you know, we're making the internet channel free for everyone. Because it used to be 500 Wii points, you know, $5. They're like, hey, you know, internet channel's free now. If you bought it, you can get a voucher for a free NES game. But other than that, have fun using the internet. So keep in mind at this point, like, the earliest days of, like, some of my YouTube stuff was... Like, I was using the Wii and PS3 browsers almost exclusively. Like, that's how I used the internet for the vast majority of 2009 and 2010. So, like, I would upload a video on the main computer and just, like, desperately hope that, like, it would finish before Mom came home. There are some days that, like, I would have to abort and upload halfway through and then, you know, log out of the computer before Mom got from the car into the house. But, like, after that, like, I would go to my room and fire up YouTube on my Wii. And, that's how I would examine to see how well videos were doing. Or if I was posting on the Game FAQs forums. I was doing that on the Wii, aiming my Wiimote at the TV, using the on-screen keyboard. And you know what? It was fun. I don't think, like, I know I fired up the Wii and used the internet browser, and, like, you could still get online now. Like, the internet channel still functions. But, like, it's, like, an ancient, like, instance of Opera. So, like, nothing, like, you can't, like, really do much with it. Like, I tried to fire up a lot of my old bookmarks, and of, like, the handful of things that even, like, just survived the ravages of time on the internet, even fewer loaded, you know? It was a pretty magical time. Just, you have limitations, and, like, you work and when you find, like, a big thing around a limitation... Because, like, before, it's like, oh, the only time I'm ever gonna get to talk to anyone online, really, is, like, or do with YouTube, is, like, once a week when I go out with my dad, and, like, go to his house and use his laptop, like... I'm like, oh yeah, 3 hours of YouTube a week, great. And now I can, like, have access to it whenever I want. I remember that was a big thing, when I got, when I bought a used PSP from someone for $50. And, like, that was, like, my first... Yeah, that was before... It was the earlier parts of 2009. So I was like, wow, the internet! Cool! Though the PSP browser was pretty limited, like, you couldn't watch YouTube on it. So, I don't really remember what I did with it. I didn't have it for very long. I let a friend borrow it, and he's like, yeah, I can get you all sorts of cool stuff on it. And then I just never saw that PSP again, and I'd ask about it, and he'd be like, what? That never happened. I'm like, okay, cool, it's $50 fucking down the drain, whatever. Okay. Whoa, hey! Hey! What is that? That was, that is 761! Woo! We got a shiny Suicune! I almost started refreshing. Wow! Alright, let me... Wow. Okay. Emulation, save state. Cool, so now that will be, totally safe. Wow, cool, man! This is awesome! Alright, let's, I'm gonna adjust OBS so it only focuses... Wow! Adjust OBS so it only focuses on that window. Wow, it actually went right... This must be a blessed window, because, this is the same window that I got, the shiny Blacephalon on. Cool. Alright, and then kill that. Drop the 2 monitors. Awesome! Alright, now I have to actually catch this thing. Yeah, you know, whatever. I just traded that PSP for a shiny Suicune. Actually, did I get the right ball for this? I am not gonna throw a pissy fit if I didn't get the right ball, but... Yes! 999 dive balls were good. Okay, so let's swap in... Alright, I saved the state, so it really doesn't matter. Let's start false swiping. Good job, Marshadow. I love you. Yeah, that was fast. That was only like 75 minutes. My attack has been lowered. That's fine. It just means I get to use another one. Missed. Oh, wait, that means I can't use Spore, doesn't it? Oh, whatever. Yeah, I'm not very enamored with, Legends Arceus shiny hunting anymore. It was very fun for the first month, and then they made soft resetting basically impossible, and then I stopped caring. I don't even remember what I moved on to. Alright, let's see if we can, how early we can catch this thing. Alright, we got 2 Wiggles. The Dive Ball doesn't give a boost, so, because we didn't fish it up. So this is going to be, yeah, plus now, I mean, now I gotta set up, for Moltres. Like, we gotta find Moltres before we can even start, doing anything. I do like the fun sound. As much as I love Scarlet and Violet, not having that is, it was a horrific mistake. I truly do not know what the fuck they were thinking. Alright, Sleepy Sherry, don't use Mist again. Fight. Spore. Youch. A critical hit. That's right, wiggle your mushroom on stream. There's nothing more than I like than a girl who wiggles her mushroom and gets her breeding powder all over me. Among Us. I gotta think about what mon I want to bring in to make Moltres and Heatran sleep, because boy howdy, I don't think a Moongus is gonna do it for 2 fire types. Oh yeah, I managed to beat Trev with 1/4 of the screens. Fuck you with your dang Mist. Actually, I wonder. Pokemon and Mist. Okay, Pokemon have its stats decreased. Oh, I can use... Oh, yeah, no. I thought it was statuses in general, but no, it's just stat drops. Okay, cool. I can just use Spore. Gonna be a bit of a bitch to keep setting up, but you know, whatever. I actually think this is the most a shiny legendary has given me guff in the process of catching it. I've gotten really lucky on low rates before. And then plus, you know, like two of them, like Zekrom and Regigigas I caught in heavy balls, so you know, that went super fast. Damn. Dude, fucking Mouseholds. That was awful, man. I mean, I still don't have a Mousehold. I have a technique to get it, but, like, it's not going to be fun. That was a similar thing with Slowpoke. I think I just ended up waiting for an outbreak of shiny Slowbros and just going for that. And I don't really care about Slowking shiny, so I didn't bother. And then Igglybuff. Again, I didn't really care. I think I had a bunch of those in Go. I'm not like some people think of like the Go mark as like the scarlet letter, you know, like, oh, it's pointless, it's useless. If you got a Go marked shiny, it's meh. Yeah, and I don't give a shit about that. My only big bitch about that is if like I get a Go shiny legendary. And, you know, that means you're more than likely going to have to catch it in a Premier Ball, or at best, you know, something like, you know, Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball, or Master Ball. So if you like matching balls, Go is not very good for that. Yeah, I got the vast majority of everything that in the Paldea deck shiny. Like, that's kind of what I just spent a lot of 2023 doing. There's still a few things I need. Like Mousehold. And there's a couple that I wanted from, like, Blueberry or Kitakami, but I haven't really gone back for it. I mean, even, like, before the Switch 2 upgrades, like, I genuinely just think that Scarlet and Violet are some of, if not the best Pokemon games. And, like, it sucks, like, you say that online and people think you're just trolling. And I'm like, no. No, I just genuinely think it fucking rocks. Sorry if that went against your thing, but I would love it if they did, like, have a thing to, like, change a Pokemon's Pokeball. Though I guess, like, I don't know, well, no, Game Freak doesn't give a shit about, like, the legality market. My big thing is I desperately need that to happen because you know what I want my shiny Latios in? A fucking Strange Ball, and I can't! Fuck! I want it in a damn fucking... It's like the perfect coloration, and I just can't have it. I just can't. And it's stupid. Yes! Yeah! Suicune was caught! Boy, what do I name a shiny Suicune? What started you? I'm not playing ZA. And I have, like, a really stupid reason for it, but at the very least, I'm not hopping on ZA for the foreseeable future. I'm definitely not jumping on that day one. What do we name a shiny Suicune? Slushy is very good. Because I was thinking, like, Bathwater. I was thinking, like, Popsicle, like Bomb Pop, but then I can't bring it on, like, an airport or nothing. I had a Bomb Pop for the first time in years recently, and it was really good. Alright, we got 2 for Slushy. He's Slushy. Alright, I like Slushy. Oh, you know what? Does anyone remember Slush Puppies? Like, it was like a slushy brand that, like, went into, like, schools and stuff. Slush Puppy. Yeah, let's name it Slush Puppy. Slush Puppy. Alright, now we got Slush Puppy. Let's look at Slush Puppy's summary. Aw, CP. Mild. That's not great, but it's not like it matters anymore. It's Suicune is a cat. It's true. But Slush Puppies are cute. It's like a... Because people still call it the legendary dogs. No, it's, I just looked it up to be sure. The Slush Puppy brand specifically uses IE. Alright, send to a box. Slush Puppy has been sent to a box. We just got rid of this Slush Puppy. Rotom, cheer the fuck up. We just got a Slush Puppy. The legendary beasts are actually hamsters, so get that through, your skulls. One and all. Cool. Damn, I was not expecting to get that on stream tonight. 700, that was a... I think I called them legendary dogs, when I was but a bab. And then I realized, like, because everyone else called them dogs. And, you know, I mean, like, would you jump off a bridge? And it's like, well... When everyone says something on the playground and you're 5, you go against the grain and everyone just ignores you. It's like, well, you don't get to partake in the conversation anymore because everyone thinks you're fucking stupid. That was like one thing. It's like, you would get a playground... This might just be me. This might just be me bitching about shit that happened to me, what, like 25 years ago? And like, whinging about it now? But like, you would get like a playground rumor, like someone was like, oh, like you beat Red in Pokemon Gold. Well, you know, you didn't actually finish the game because in Silver version, after you do that, you can fight Giovanni and he's got level 100 Pokemon. I'm like, no, he doesn't. He's like, it does. Everyone knows that. And everyone be like, oh yeah, everyone knows that. I'm like, you're all fucking stupid! This shit doesn't happen! Why are you all just doing this? Okay. Alright, now that I've saved, I need to fire up PK Hex, and... Actually... Well, I mean, I do need to fire up PK Hex, just because I need to confirm whether or not, I have the flags open for Heatran, or, Is this the same file? No, this is for Ultra Sun. That's fine. It's really not that big of a... It's really not that big of a bitch. I think it's you. Yes! There's Slush Puppy! Hee Well, didn't that actually happen in Soul Silver? I never did the spiky-eared Pichu event, so I don't know for sure. I didn't name Cresselia or Azelf? Oh, well, it's because I didn't do it on stream. I just figured I was going to wait. Okay, we need to look at the flags. What the hell is this? What is this version of PK Hex? Other? No. Sav? Yes, here we go. Event flags. Suicune captured. Moltres captured. I've got Regice and I can put these off. I don't want that getting in the way. Okay. Pokemon Usum Wormholes. Now I need to see what color Heatran pops up in. Heatran, spaghetti underneath. Okay, yeah, good thing I turned... yeah, good thing I did this, because I had the Reggies open and ready. And those would have interfered. Oh, no! That's why I didn't bother in that. I need to fire up Ultra Sun for Heatran. Shit. Well, I didn't want to do Heatran anyway. What the hell am I worried about? We're doing Moltres now. And Moltres is available. So I can hit save and stop caring. Which also means that I don't need to worry about this at all. We can just go start looking for that. So I just need to go into red wormholes. Okay, cool. So, let's do that shite. But before we commit to that, I want to rearrange my party. See, look, here's that Reshiram I got. It's Cresselia and Azelf, the Regidoodoo we got on stream. This random shiny Swanna. Slush Puppy and Jake Thunder. Oh. Nope. Silly me, I'm still treating this like it's, like it's Sword and Shield. That should be good. You know what, I might just be able to proc Paralysis on it and save the time. You know what, I might actually have to fire that back up. I need to think about what ball I want Moltres in. This happened so fast that I didn't actually think about that. Alright, Shiny Moltres. The legal matching Pokeball thing says Repeat Ball. That looks like a Fast Ball or a Heal Ball. What do you guys think? I'm thinking a Love Ball, right? It's pink. I don't think you know, you can't get Dream Balls here, can you? Pokemon Dream Ball. Why are we not in 6 green hell? Oh yeah, right, you missed it. We got the shiny Suicune. Alright, okay, yeah, we can't get the Dream Ball here. Alright, so the Love Ball? Yeah, I think I would rather have it in a Love Ball, right? Heal Ball? Well, I would really want it in that Dream Ball, but that's not going to work. Sport Ball doesn't exist yet. Repeat Ball? I mean, I guess. Or Fast Ball, that's what it was. Well, a Fast Ball's... you've got a Fast Ball. Fucking video responses. Yeah, I want this in a Love Ball. I'm gonna put this in a Love Ball. What is a Love Ball? What does that say? Bong? Holy shit! Are all the balls called bongs in Vietnamese? Bong Super! This is amazing! What a discovery! Hyper Bong? Bong Master? Oh, fuck yeah, brother! Hold up, I'm gonna, I gotta put this one in the Discord. Oh god, what are some of these other ones called? What would Repeat Ball be? Bong Repeat? Fuck yeah, brother. Oh, Strange Ball. What's that gonna be? Strange Ball is not in Vietnamese. Oh, that's unfortunate. What about Beast Ball? Beast Ball is also not in Vietnamese. When did they stop doing Vietnamese translations? Bong Park! That just sounds... Well, that's not as funny, actually. What about Moon? Alright, so, got a distinct feeling it's just gotta be the same shit, but with Bong in front of it. So what would be the funniest one? Bong Love? Bong Friend? Bong Friend is absolutely what I would call my dealer if I had one. Bong Lure is what, like, they call, it's when you get... When a cop sells you drugs. Okay, anyway, Let's see. Go into my bag. Let's take a look at my balls. Let's take a good long look at my effing balls. Okay, I do have 999 love balls. Cool. Alright, did I heal up? Yes, I did. Yeah, 4 Pokemon ought to be fine. Alright, like I said, I save state every time I do it, so... Cool. Let's glide. I have an idea. Let's glide. So, what would be the, alright, let's see, it would be Bong Heavy, Bong Leaden, Bong Gigaton, Bong Feather, Bong Wing, Bong Jet. Bong Jet is pretty good. Gen 10 at difficulty levels are the only thing that changed with the capture rate. It wouldn't be any, it wouldn't be less stupid than how the difficulty levels worked in Black and White 2. Because they don't work the way you, like, how you would think. Easy mode technically is hard mode, and hard mode is technically easy mode. Because the AI doesn't change, so it's, like, just as stupid. So, the increased, or wasn't it, like, it's something like, something really doesn't change in challenge mode that basically makes it so it's objectively easier than, normal mode, because, like, okay, sure, like, their levels might be higher, but, like, no, it's that they still have the exact same stats of the lower Pokemon. So, so you're still getting more EXP because the level's higher, but, like, they're still weak. I did not mean to do that so fast. Well, that was fast. That should be Moltres. I sure wish I had my volume up so I could have heard that, but... Yeah, Trev, that's it. And then easy mode is like, well, okay, so now the stats are still the same, the levels are lower, so you level up slower. So, like, easy mode is technically hard mode, and hard mode is technically easy mode. And I want to, like, get this, like, real close so, like, I minimize the downtime entirely. Alright, let's see if that's even Moltres. Yeah, that's Moltres. Wow. That was fast. Okay, cool. So, let's, Can I inch even closer? Yes, I can. Alright. So, now I need to go and change my Fang. Alright, so what was the chances that I hit that? That was a 42% chance that I would have gotten this Suicune by then. So let's, reset. Gen 7, I have the Shiny Charm. My target is Moltres. My target is Moltres. Perfect. No, there's like a thing, and it was a weird thing to set up, that there's like actually like officially, it's called like easy mode and challenge mode. If you beat the game and then send the data that you get to another game, they unlock the new mode. Which, you know, of course, why wouldn't it work like that? Okay, so... Queso? I'd love some. Hear me out on Rotom Dex. More, dare I say it, Rotom sex. I don't know, like, you could probably convince someone to be into Rotom Dex, like, just on, like, the concept of, like, oh, look, it's, like, this, like, really needy, like, yandere. If, like, you end up, like, if you want to get, like, really creepy with it, it's like, oh, look, someone who's, like, super obsessed with you and, like, clearly needs you to function properly. You could probably make the case. Okay. So let's, now that I've gotten that all set up, Cool. All right, let's jam. Oh god, there's a lot of movement. Getting like motion sick from it. There was like this like old, I don't know if it was official art, but it was like Jasmine, you know, the Johto gym leader. And she was like sitting like with her steel Pokemon on the beach. And like her Magnemite looked a little flustered, and it's like someone like made like a rage comic where it's like, oh look, Magnemite has that pointy bit on top and she's sitting right on it, that must be going up her cooch. So like they're like, oh, it's like slowly like taking down the glasses in like realization. So if you were wondering what meme culture was back then, that also wasn't very good. That was one thing. In 2012, I had a shirt I legitimately enjoyed that my girlfriend at the time got me. That she got on a boardwalk at a beach somewhere. And this one's going to be for anyone who remembers. It was that old Rage comic face that Me Gusta. It was just a big Me Gusta face with it saying Me Gusta on the shirt, and I unironically wore it like very frequently. Ross, are we talking about female genital mutilation again? That's not a conversation I want to wade into. I could. I don't wanna. The only time I'm... This is not a funny joke to make. It's gonna be like, you know, like, haha, I mutilate female, like, I fuck the pussy so good, call that female genital mutilation, but let's talk about something else. What did Brad just say? Like, call her Chupacabra the way she always want to be sucking on the goat? I don't miss, like, meme culture from back then. I don't know if you guys, like... Did any of you guys ever go on meme base? Or what was it, like, Fail Blog? What? There was, like, one other one. It was, like, glad you whisper that, because I do not have headphones. Hey, Trev's mom! Hi! I was trying to think, like, there was, like, one specific one that was, like, in, like, the thing of meme base. It was, like, I think it was, like, more, like, on, advice animals. I don't remember what it was called. It was definitely... It was an offshoot of meme base. I don't remember what it was. But I remember I was introduced to Reddit, actually, by someone, because I was, like, I was in driving school once. And, Cameron, don't say that in a way that makes me sound like I'm fucking old, okay? Jesus. Yeah. Okay. I was introduced to Reddit because in driving school there was this one guy I was friendly with, and he was just like, I was like on my iPod Touch, and I was looking at Meme Base, and he like looked over and he's like, "Oh, you're on Meme Base, man. You gotta check this out." And he was like, "Here, you mind if I?" I'm like, "Yeah, go for it." And so he takes my iPod, and he downloads the Reddit app on my phone, and then puts me... well, I'm a millennial. I was born in 95. He downloads Reddit on my phone, and he takes me to our advice animals, and he's like, "Yeah, man, this is where it's at." I was like, "Oh, fuck yeah, bro. These are way better memes than on Meme Base." So, like, all I used Reddit... No, I don't even think he put me on... I don't remember if he put me on our memes or our Meme Base, or advice animals. It was something like that. But I was like, yeah, that's like all I used Reddit for like years. I would just like fire it up and like I like bounced between advice animals and like something else. I was like, yeah, I'm a Redditor. I didn't post. I didn't make an account for like another 2 years when I made my account when Pokemon X and Y dropped because I was posting on the Friend Safari. If meme base still exists, I'll shit. But that does not seem like something that would have survived the pandemic. That seems like a very serious demarcation point in, like, internet culture. Well, we're not going to get the Reshiram luck on this one, but we are up to 84. Meme base is still up. Wow. Ain't that something? Well, then I want to check to see if, hold up, I'm gonna fire meme base up on my phone. Yeah, meme base at cheeseburger.com. This rocks. Funny memes that get it. Oh. Oh, this, now it just looks like fucking, like, clickbait. This is not the layout meme base used to have. I can have cheeseburger. Random memes. Oh, yeah, they used to, like, have, like, whole different names. Yeah, there's Failblog! Wow! 21-year-old girlfriend wants 22-year-old boyfriend to kick freeloading 17-year-old brother out of his house. Alright, well now this just looks like shitty news now. This isn't what it used to be. But I remember, man, like, since, like, I would show Mom things on Meme Base. She thought Meme Base was really funny. And they, like, had, like, a thing where it was, like, No, you know what? I'm thinking of something entirely different. Hold up, no, Meme Base was something even newer. There was something I was on that was, like, even proto-Meme Base. Is Meme Stash still a thing? Was that it? Does anyone else remember memestash.com? There's a bunch of connected sites with early memes like Philosopher After, Bad Luck Brian. Is it still a thing? No! Oh my god, it's been entirely scrubbed from the internet. Holy crap. Like, Meme Base was, like, even new. Like, there was, like, a thing where it was, like, this site that was, like, like, they would have, like, a lot of, like, there's a... yeah, let's go to the fucking Meme Stash Discord. Wow, alright. So yeah, that's what fucking internet was in, like, the, Bernie's... No, not like Meme Stash, like a stash of memes. It was like a mustache. It was like, it was called Meme Stash, and the tagline was, "It grows on you." So no, sorry, Pick, no, you're entirely incorrect. We were thinking of something else. Like, there was, like, a whole, like, section of the site dedicated to, like, Go Cry Emo Kid memes. Like, is that, like... That definitely hasn't been culturally relevant since, like, 2011, right? Like, does anyone fucking remember Go Cry? Grow, that's horrible. That's what... But, like... I remember telling a friend about that in summer school once, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, you know, we don't like memes. Whatever, man. You got to check out Meme Base. That's the hotness." So, you know, 2011 was an interesting time to be alive. If someone came up to you unironically nowadays and said, "Oh, you got to check out Meme Base. That's the hotness," like, you'd think they were joking, but, like, unironically, like, yeah, that was the hotness. Like, this was, like, back in the era where, like, Facebook meme pages were, like, a genuine source of internet clout. Like, if you ran a good Facebook meme page at that time, like, you were in. Well, like, I mean, like, no you weren't, but, like, you had clout. Like, what was it? Like, Cell? Like the guy from Dragon Ball Z, he's like, Cell had, like, a meme page or whatever, and it was, like, ran by this, like, guy, I don't know. Barack Obama was one that I enjoyed, and then it got, like, sold out to, like, this, like, his friend or whatever that tried to make it about his, like, band, and then everyone left. I remember, in 2011, like, Facebook wasn't just, like, for boomers. Like, like, I know I've said that's the hotness, multiple times, but, like, that was the cool place for, like, teenagers. At least at the time. I think that changed very quickly, but, like, Facebook was just, like, a genuine actual thing that, like, the modern era kids would use. The modern era at the time. And I remember, like, everyone knows, like, Friday by Rebecca Black, right? Like, hey, it's Friday, Aw, you don't mean that, Russ. It's like Friday by Rebecca Black. Like, that whole, like, record thing, like, had this thing of just, like, hey, we'll make your kids, like, a pop song, and also this black guy will sing in it, too. He's always the same one. But I remember it was like this, like, you know, like, your generically pretty boy, Shane Dawson looking kind of guy. And it was, the song was called Facebook Official. And, it was a never do that fake. You want me to do the pterodactyl screech? I can do that instead. I don't know if I can. My throat's a little sore. But, like, it was like a big hot thing. It was, like, girl, I mean, I never listened to this song because, you know, I had a functioning endocrine system. But, it was like, yeah, girl, like, this is for real. Like, this ain't just some kind of high school fling. Like, you and me, we're Facebook official. That's how you know it's serious. It's like, I'm introducing you to my folks. Like, we're fucking Facebook official. Alright, pterodactyl screech. Nope. Nope. Nope, that's not coming out today. Nope. Yeah, no, that's not happening, sorry. I need to wind up to that. That is not something I can do on the fly anymore. Yeah, my pterodactyl screech. Pterodactyl screech and I were not Facebook official. No, damn it. I'm just scaring the cats now, I'm sorry. Yeah, call her the comic fire pterodactyl screech fail the way she's strangling this goat. My chest hurts. I think I might have a heart attack. Let's have an MI on stream together, viewers. I was about to make a SpongeBob reference. I don't know. I was gonna, like, ask if anyone recognized. This is starting to, like, get out of age range. Like, when SpongeBob was, like, new, like, genuinely new, like, late 90s, I remember, I used to really dislike the pizza episode and the chaperone episode. No one remembers the chaperone episode. That one didn't survive in the cultural zeitgeist, I don't think. But, I never liked the pizza episode because... That's not true. I liked it when I first saw it. But they played, pizza episode and the chaperone. That would be a very comic core way to die, wouldn't it? It was an episode where, like, Mr. Krabs was like, Sponge me boy, how about you take my daughter Poyle over to the fucking dance? Be a chaperone or whatnot. See, now I'm not going to be able to have a genuine conversation about that because I couldn't do the voice. But the pizza episode and the chaperone episode were, they would always play together, like they were the same batch. And they played them, like, every day. So I was just like, I'd be like, yay, SpongeBob! And it's like, Sponge Boy me Bob, how about you order the fucking pizza? And I'm like, oh great, this one again. So I would just like I'd go like fuck, like you say it now and it's like a joke. And like, oh wow, the show's so boring, I'm gonna go read a book. But like, I mean that was like I read a lot more back then. So like that episode would come on, I'd be like, okay, I guess it's book time. That was another thing too. When I was super young, the concept of an hour felt very, because like when you're a kid, like an hour feels like a really fucking long time because like you don't have a frame of reference for like how long time is. And I remember they were like making a big push. It was like, hey, all this week, it's an hour of Rugrats at 5 p.m. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, a whole hour of Rugrats. And like it played like the 2 episodes of Rugrats that would be an hour, and then it started going to something else. I'm like, where's all the Rugrats? And I'm like, Mom, they said an hour of Rugrats and they did that. And it was like, well, no, baby, that was an hour. And I'm like, oh, it didn't feel like an hour. Yeah, if I saw I would chat GPT. It's like, oh, give me a summary of the pizza episode I just saw. Or whatever the fuck you do with chat GPT. I feel nostalgic for, like, when, I would, like, genuinely be excited to, like, wait a week for, new episodes of things. Like, Teen Titans coming on Saturdays. Like, really just, like, the Saturday block in general. Getting to see new Zatch Bell, getting to see new Dragon Ball GT. More Teen Titans. And I'd be like, oh, this is the coolest shit. And, like, I would end up, like, missing it, because, like, I remember one time Mom told me, because I was like, we were at the mall or something and shopping, like, she had something she needed to do, and she took me with her, because of course she did, because she's my parent, and she has to watch me. I'd be like, but Mom, we have to go back, like, my show's gonna start, and she's like, yeah, I don't make my schedule around your TV shows, I'm sorry. And, like, objectively, like, yeah, like, obviously not going to fucking change your entire set. When you work 40 hours a week, and you want to do something on a fucking Saturday, it's like, your kid wants to go watch cartoons. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to go, like, drop it, but I was like, oh! So, like, I'd end up, like, missing a week sometimes, and it would, like, really, like, chat my hide. I think after, like, it started getting to a point where, like, I started missing, like, a bunch. Like, in 6th grade or so, like, I was having a lot of trouble, like, keeping up with, like, new episodes. So then I just think from, like, 2006 till, like, 2013, I just stopped watching anime entirely. Like, if, like, I like, have my TV on as, like, background noise, and I would play, like, Pokemon Pearl or something. So, like, I would catch, like, Bleach, but I wasn't, like, watching Bleach for the purpose of, like, experiencing Bleach. I just had Bleach on because I needed background noise. So, yeah, like, and then I don't think I started watching... No, it was 2012 I started watching anime. And when they brought Toonami back, all my friends were really excited. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll hop on this. And then Deadman Wonderland and Casshern Sins were on that first batch. And I was like, oh wait, anime fucking rips, I forgot. So that's when I just started watching anime again. I don't really think I kept up much with that. Like, I think, what, I watched... you know, all those Toonami ones week by week. Then I think I watched Attack on Titan. And then Kill la Kill. I didn't watch Kill la Kill weekly. I watched Attack on Titan weekly, but I didn't watch Kill la Kill until it was already, like, totally done. So, I don't remember the last time I waited a week... every week for a show. It might have been, It might have been My Hero Academia, but even then, I got pretty sick of waiting and just ended up starting to read the manga. So, what is the last show? Oh, no, you know what? The last show I waited every week for was The Pit, but that's not anime. The last anime I waited every week for, it genuinely might have been the ending of Pokemon Journeys, because I really did want to see Ash versus Leon. But, like, I was interested in Dragon Ball Daima, and I just waited until, like, it totally ran its course. And even then, like, I was like, okay, well, the dub's starting, so I'll just wait for the dub. And then I just didn't end up watching it for, like, another couple months. So, like, I just watched Dragon Ball Daima. But point being is, I don't really wait. I don't know. Oh, is Thousand Year Blood War, like, not just a straight, like, adaptation? Okay, shit, yeah, okay, cool. I've been meaning to read Bleach recently, and, like, I am not gonna sit and watch all of Bleach in 2025. But I have been wanting to read it, so... Is Thousand Year Blood War done? Because I don't know, like, what, I'll, like, read up to finishing Fullbringer, and then, watch instead. Yeah, genuinely, what was the last anime I waited week after week for? No, I'm starting to... Maybe it was this, the last bit of Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball Super? I swear there's something on the tip of my tongue. There's something on the tip of my tongue. What was it that I waited every week for? It wasn't Horizons. We had anime nights in the Discord, but I didn't really... I'm gonna say, so technically, I guess maybe The World Ends With You, but I wasn't doing that specifically to watch The World Ends With You. I was just having fun with friends every week. Alright, read until Thousand Year Blood War, then swap to the anime. Cool! Yeah, I genuinely can't remember. It's clearly been a hot minute since I've waited weekly for a show. For an anime, at least. Oh my god, it's gonna drive me crazy if I don't think about it. It wasn't Demon Slayer. It wasn't... Fuck, what could it have been? Fuck, was it like... My Hero Academia? Alright, well, clearly I can't think of it. I'm not gonna stretch myself too hard on that. I do read manga weekly now. I used to keep up with, like, the monthly releases a lot more, but then I got the Shonen Jump app, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll keep up weekly. Except then I kind of stopped in 2025. Like, I just ended up, like, letting a lot of, I just end up, like, stockpiling, like, 3 weeks worth of chapters and then reading it all. Because, like, I got to a point where I was, like, pretty much reading, like, the entire thing. Like, pretty much, everything that they were offering except Kagurabachi. And, like, there were some real stinkers in there, and I think around Shinobi Undercover is, like, when I was like, okay, I'm starting to get sick of this shit. Like, this is so, like, boring mid that, like, I can't bring myself to, like, keep up with this. So then I just end up letting it stockpile. You know, I was watching Don Da Don weekly for a bit. Like, I think I got, like, 3 weeks into it, and then I was just like, okay, bye. Just, like, I don't know, I guess I stopped caring. I started Delicious in Dungeon. I don't know why I didn't keep going with that. I'm watching Demon Slayer Hashira Training Arc right now. Just because I want to be ready for the movie drop-in. What's the deal with Dandadan? I ended up, like, reading the entirety of the manga in, like, one sitting when I first got into it. And that was back when it was only, like, 100 chapters. But Dandadan, besides the first chapter kind of being, like, shitty, it's pretty good. It's just fun. And then I remember the first two... I watched 2 episodes of Frieren. And then, I don't know why I stopped watching Frieren, but then I heard, like, it, like, kind of goes from, like, fucking around in nature to, like, being, like, your generic, like, fighting demons thing, and then I was like, oh, this doesn't sound interesting, so I just stopped caring. Alright, well, peace out, Cammy. I'm glad you could make it, and hope you had fun. Because we are up to 300 now, so... We're like almost halfway to what we were for Suicune. What character would be a perfect fit for the next Smash Bros. Game? This is a very much a me thing, but I really wish that, like, part of the expansion was that we would get more Echo Fighters. Or maybe I just misheard what Frieren is about. I don't know, because, like, I don't know. Maybe I got the wrong idea from the fandom. But, like, the first, like, 2 episodes of Frieren, I was like, if they made this into a movie, I think it would be an absolute all-timer. But I wish they did, like, Echo Fighters in with the expansion pass. Because, like, you could get some really cool things, like, you could have Squall be a Cloud Echo Fighter. You could have Rillaboom be for DK. You could have Celica be for Robin. I think there was, like, a lot of fun you could have with that. I remember one character I really wanted ever since Brawl, and it was never going to happen, obviously, but... Toen from Dark Cloud, the MC of Dark Cloud 1, and I came up with a really good moveset for him, like, based on the stuff in the game. And I remember I posted that on the Smash boards once, and they were like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, this guy's like... It's like a Sony game that, like, hasn't gotten a game in years. Like, this would never fucking happen. I'm like, yeah, it's like a fucking cool idea. Like, whatever. Fuck you. You can post about your stupid Cloud Strife that's never gonna happen. This was back in 2008. Marshadow is very much... I would like it in Smash just because I fucking love Marshadow so much. Like, Incineroar was very much a... Oh, I have no clue about the moveset anymore. That was almost 20 years ago. There is a non-zero chance that moveset I posted is older than some of my viewers. I should stream Dark Cloud again. I want to play Dark Cloud. I like Dark Cloud. Dark Cloud's fun. I fucking love Dark Cloud. I should play Dark Cloud 2 at one point. I never liked Dark Cloud 2 because, like... this might sound stupid, but it's too good. Like, they sanded off all the rough edges I really liked. I'm like, oh, this is just like a really competently made game now. But I kind of liked how, like, unpolished and rough Dark Cloud 1 was. You know? It's like, I like it. You see, I could see Marshadow working as an Echo Fighter for its center. I guess the issue with that would be, the movesets would work, but, like, their height difference is so big that I bet the skeleton stuff would be an issue. Yeah, draw Vikavolt. That sounds fun. I like Vikavolt. I was really excited to use Armarouge in Scarlet, and I did, and I did not have fun using Armarouge. So, I kind of feel a little, not bitter towards Armor Rouge, but like I was like, oh, this is gonna be great, and I didn't like it that much. I remember when Armor Rouge and Ceruledge were announced. Ceruledge, however you want to pronounce it. I thought they were legendaries when they first got announced, because like they announced them both at the same time. They clearly looked like they were version exclusive, and they didn't really look like something you'd see out in the wild. So like, they're like, "Hey, Armor Rouge and Ceruledge." I'm like, "Oh my god, legendaries!" And then I rapidly learned that wasn't the case, but they do still have a fondness in my heart. I have tried Valkyrie Profile. I don't think I really got the battle system, though. I have had it on my. I've put it on my Vita, my PSP, anything that I can like do homebrew or emulation on. I've had it. I've had a guide bookmarked for it for years. Like, I've been meaning to actually sit down and play Valkyrie Profile since 2018, and I have just not sat down and played Valkyrie Profile. I want to. I got, like, through the first dungeon, and I didn't really get the battle system much, and then, like, I was playing the PSP version, so I was just gonna go back to the PS1 version, because it is more QOL. Oddly enough, right? I don't know, if, like, I was, like, thinking, like, how, like, with the way that, Paldea is set up, like, how you would even, like, do... I'm not streaming Valkyrie Profile. And, like, I think, in general, like, I would love it if it was, like, the Shadow Realms from Shadow of the Erdtree, where, like, I'm like, oh, there's no dungeons in Scarlet and Violet, but, like, what if just the overworld was a dungeon? Juggle the enemy as much as possible. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Well, I think the next PS1 RPG I'm gonna do is Chrono Cross. That's another one I've been meaning to beat for fucking... When did I first get Chrono Cross? That would have been 2010. So, like, half my life I have been just sitting on Chrono Cross. You could probably even make a case that Pokemon design came a little more, like, humanoid or, like, furry-esque. Like, as early as, like... I'd say the first time I really noticed it was, like, Gen 7, where, like... I remember really shitting on, Lycanroc Midnight, because I'm like, oh, this just looks like someone's DeviantArt OC. I did not care much for the Lycanroc line, at first. I didn't want to say it, Russ. But, like, I remember, like, because at first I just didn't get the combat system of Chrono Cross, because I was like, oh, like, it's going to be a sequel to Chrono Trigger. That's going to be awesome. And then, it didn't play a goddamn thing like Chrono Trigger. It had, like, its own, like, bespoke battle system. It's like, okay, I don't get it. That was $10 I'm not getting back. And then Sages explained to me, like, how to play it. And I was like, okay, cool. And I started getting really into it in 2016. And I got, deeper than I had ever had before. But then Pokemon Sun dropped. And so I was like, okay, well, I gotta play Pokemon Sun. And then just by the time I finished with Pokemon Sun, I'm like, okay, I've kind of forgotten what I was doing in Chrono Cross. I'll just come back to it later. And then I just, you know, 9 years later, I haven't really gotten back to... That's not true. I got back to Chrono Cross for a split second in, like, the tail end of 2023. Except I had this real bug in my butt where I was like, okay, what I'm going to do is, since I'm playing it on emulator, I have to get it working on a Nintendo 64 controller. And so I just spent, like, a couple hours, like, well, maybe not like a couple, like 1 hour, like, getting, like, the perfect combination of, like, making sure, like, because, you know, the N64 controller has fewer buttons than a PS1 controller, so I was like, okay, cool, like, if I want to do this, I have to hold the ZL button, or the Z button, and, like, press this, and it became, like, this big challenge, and finally I got it in a really comfortable setup where I'm like, cool, I can play all of Chrono Cross on a Nintendo 64 controller, and then I played, like, 15 minutes of it. I'm like, oh, this isn't really comfortable. And I just stopped, and then I played something else. So, yeah, still need to get to Chrono Cross. Soon, I'm sure. I've knocked some things off of my backlog this year that I've been sitting on for a while. Like, I've been working on the Trials of Mana remake since, like, 2021. Like, I would play it for, like, an hour, and then just, like, I'm like, oh, this is kind of boring, and then I would play something else. And so I finally, just, like, sat down. Why'd you need to get it set up on an N64 controller? Just thought it would be fun. Well, one thing I wanted to do was, I bought the N64 to PC adapter to, like, do some streams, and then I was like, well, what if I just played games that, like, clearly weren't meant for it? So, like, I got it working on, like, a Switch emulator. Like, I played, at least 2 or 3 chapters of Fire Emblem Engage on an N64 controller. So, you know. Sometimes it's just being stupid. It's like, haha, look, I've done something that was supposed to happen. Are not I the cleverest? Alright, we're up to 426. Tee. So yeah, Trials of Mana, I ended up finally beating that and had a really good time with it. I thought about streaming it, but that one definitely performed the least well in the polls. That does not seem like it will be a popular idea. Maybe one day. That would be a very chill stream. That game is comfort food. What kind of sucks is that the remake's presentation sucks. Like, the models are kind of boring. The sense of scale gets, like, fucked up on, like, a lot of, like, the more epic encounters. And the voice acting is, budget, we'll say. I think that was, like, probably an effect of COVID, but it plays significantly better than the Super Famicom version. That one's presentation is absolutely stellar. But, Second Densetsu 3, Trials of Mana, whatever, Super Famicom, horrible as a video game. That is a slop of compromise. And I like Secret of Mana. So, like, but, like, I think Trials of Mana takes, like, a big step back on Super Famicom. I don't know, just like as like a pure RPG, I still think Chrono Trigger is the best JRPG. Just like, if you need to get someone into the genre, I'm like, but copy a Chrono Trigger. This is it. This is the hotness. You get a good, nice, low stakes ish story. Just everything clicks. I fucking love Chrono Trigger. Part of that is also just like, Chrono Trigger means a lot to me. I first played it in a very, very, very difficult time in my life, where it just kind of felt like everything was, like, closing in on me, and I'm like, oh god, oh god, oh god, and, like, I didn't have the words to, like, pick out, like, depression or anxiety yet, so I'm just like, wow, why does, like, why does my brain feel like I want to hatch out of my skull? The shit keeps compiling, and I'm not having a good time. And Chrono Trigger was, like, there in that hard time. Like, I was just like, alright, I'll just, like, run Chrono Trigger over and over and over. I think I ended up playing it, like, 13 times in, like, 2 months. Do you think Deltarune may... Well, Deltarune's not really a JRPG. It's still got, like, the bullet hell aspects. I don't know, like, when I think about, like... Because when I was, like, in the Pokemon Go raid group, I'm loath to use the term normie to describe these people, but, like... Maybe I go and buy them. These people were normies, in that, like... Even, like, getting, like, them to play, like, an actual Pokemon game is probably a hard sell. Like, these are the kind of people that Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were made for. And so, like, I think I could probably get them to if I was going to recommend them like an RPG, I would be significantly more likely to get them to sit through Chrono Trigger than Chrono Cross, you know? Or hell, like even like probably Chrono Trigger over like Final Fantasy VII or something like that. That's another, like it was this, because, Jesus Christ, what the hell am I trying to say? I knew someone in the Go group that, like, bought, the Switch ports of Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3. Like, not the remakes, but, like, the ports that were, like, this was in, like, 2000, like, what, 19? And, they loved, and multiple people I saw, they loved 1, and they're like, cool, I'm gonna jump right into 2. And they jump right into 2, and 2 is a completely different beast, and they either didn't like it, or they're like, okay, I'll come back to this, and they just never did. And then they never end up touching 3 because of it. So I entirely get when Square was like, yeah, we're just gonna put the best one out, for, like, the most, like, feature-complete one out first. Like, it might kind of kill the whole, like, Erdrick reveal, but... when you want to actually get people into your series, like, releasing 3 over the 1 and 2 ports, or remakes, probably a better idea. Or just sell them on Dragon Quest 11. Though I think part of it, too, is that just 11 is a lot of game. Like, I would recommend 11 to, like, people in the Go group, and they would have a lot of fun. Like, I'd be like, yeah, it's got, like, a really huge demo. They're like, yeah, I played the hell out of the demo. It just really never seemed to end. Like, this might just be a little long for me. So that's, like another, like, point I tend to give in Chrono Trigger's favor, is that it's pretty brisk. Like, what, like 20 hours? Like, even if you're, like, going for, like, a lot of things, like, it's done pretty quick. Hey, we crossed the 500 barrier. Oh, I might need another Gatorade soon. Or just look at a glass of water. I think Casey got Chrono Trigger DS, but I don't know if they ever finished. I don't think they did. I think they got pretty far, but they didn't finish. Ha 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 ha, sex joke. What else did I play that I thought was really good? I was gonna say Grandia, but Grandia's long. Grandia is fucking amazing. Like, that is, like... You want to talk about, like, an adventure, man. That is just a pure spirit of adventure. I fucking love Grandia 1. I started up on Grandia 2, but I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it in time before I visit Casey, so I'm probably just going to hold off on it. Because, you know, you get deep into an RPG and then take, like, a 2-week break from it. You're gonna, That's not something you get to keep in mind, you know? It's gonna be like, I come back, I'm like, alright, what the fuck was I doing? And then I just drop it. I do love The World Ends With You. I love it a lot. That is not one I can recommend to most people. I visit Casey, today's Wednesday, in, next Friday. And then I'm gonna stay there for 2 weeks. Yeah, the big thing with Trails is just that it's so, like, dense. Like, there's so much that, I would like to experience it, but, like, I sure wish that I started, or I beat, first chapter when, like, that was, like, the newest one stateside. That would have been a lot easier to keep up with. I did almost grab Cold Steel when that was somewhat new, because it was on the Vita. I was always looking for Vita games. So I did almost grab, that, but I never got around to it. The 10-piece. The 10-piece! The 10-piece is real! Remember when that was a big meme? Remember the 1 piece is real? And then it would, like, flip over and it was Whitebeard's huge veiny cock. Oh, I thought that one was funny. Because it just ended up becoming like a Rickroll, like, kind of thing. Kind of in the same way that the Skyrim opening cutscene is just a Rickroll in its own way. Because, like, it's the exact concept of a Rickroll. It's like, oh, look, you thought it was going to be something else, and then it plays a mimetic video. I'm sure you look up Whitebeard One Piece meme, and you're gonna get Whitebeard's big veiny cock. All right. Yeah, you open an episode of Kamen Rider Ryuki, and the Skyrim intro starts. Alright, knowing that first and second chapter, that's more manageable. I could probably do that. Immediately found it. Maybe when I work through my backlog a bit more. I've got some things I want to play before that. Though I'm not really going to be buying as many games as I figured this year, so I might get to it. I think next up on the bad is I got a few PS2 games I want to work on. I've been like trying to like work on Xenosaga 1 since like 2017. I think one of Sage's viewers was got me into Xenosaga. Rune, if anyone remembers Rune. I think she was like, oh, I just like did some stuff with Xenosaga, and the way she described it was like, that sounds cool. And back then, a copy of Xenosaga 1 was like $20. So, I bought it. And I've tried to play it a few times, and I've gotten like to like 3-ish like bosses in multiple times, and then just never actually got around to beating it. So I need to beat Xenosaga. That's something I need to do. Still need to do Yakuza 2. It's true. Oh, did that screen freeze? Oh, that one crashed. Actually, is this going to close all? Okay, no, it's just going to close that window. There are 2 runes. I was entirely unprepared for 2 runes. I think that's Lil... Yeah, I've got no clue. I only ever knew 1 rune. I was gonna say, I don't think I've, I know I left the Sage's Discord in 2018, so, anything after that, only the people that stuck around from here are the people I remember. Or like I remember some of them. Not like I kept in contact. I know I have I don't know if like you're all friends on Steam. I have that rune on Steam. Let me fire Steam up real quick and let's go look at friends. Not playing anything now. It's like rune with like less than sign :3. If that means anything to anyone. Your Steam is visible. Well, I hope you enjoyed. I don't think I had anything, like, you get to see my friends list, if that is interesting to you. Okay. So, alright. Moltres. It's not shiny. It's Moltres. Oh, I forgot to... I was gonna say, I think I have, if not all of you, the vast majority of you are friends of mine on Steam. I'm pretty sure I have Jay on Steam, right? Don't I? I don't know. I don't remember the last time I've added a friend on Steam. No, that's not true. I added a couple last year because on one of the Game FAQs forums there was like a Steam giveaway thread, so I got something, and I think I gave away a copy of Monster Hunter Rise to someone. I don't think we had... Okay, well, you know, I'm Comic Fire as per the usual, so... Go on then, you can add me and see when I don't play much on Steam. Well, besides Wilds, I've been playing a lot of Wilds this week. I do need to farm more Legaia, Chris, because I want to be ready for AT Uthduna, and I am not ready for AT Uthduna. I have, like, no electric weapons. Because, like, before Legaia, Chris, it was just Ray Dow and... It was just Ray Dow and, Fulgur Anjanath, and, you know... I mean, to be frank, it's not like Element was, like, great at the beginning of Wilds anyway, so, like, I made a Paralysis Ardean Charge Blade and the Guardian Arcveld Gunlance. So, like, I'm like, alright, I've got everything that I need. Dude, Tempered Seregios is so much fun. That is, like, honestly one of the most fun fights in Wilds. Like, I play that with, like, an evasion Gunlance style. And, like, just, like, dodging through, like, his, like, big attacks and then, like, unloading Wyvern Fire all over him. It's like, It's Kino! It's beautiful! Legaia is fun, too. And the only downside about Legaia is the underwater section, in that I fucking love underwater combat in, like, 3 Ultimate. So I'm like, just let me unsheath my weapon! I don't want to, like, shoot shit at him. Just like, I have my weapon. Let me swing it at this fucker. He's right there. Let me unsheath my fucking weapon. I'm telling you, man, it's either going to be the expansion Portable 6th or Monster Hunter 7. Underwater combat's coming, baby. They've got it. It feels so good to move in the water in the Legaia fight. Focus mode really does, like, fix a lot of the issues. Especially with how fast you can chain dodges together. Which, you know, I feel like they'd probably have to nerf that, because, like... Otherwise, you'd just be dancing... I mean, you pretty much already dance around the monsters on land, but, like... Dude, I'm telling you, because they worked the tri-theme into Legaia theme... And, like, when I jumped into the water, like, the theme, like, was just hitting the tri-theme, like, the tri-motif. And I was like, oh! Oh! It's so good! Like, this is, like, lighting a fire in my cold, dead heart. This is the best. And then I tried, like, fighting, like, Tempered Lagiacrus with randoms just because I couldn't really get one to spawn. So I'm like, oh, how hard could it be? I'll do some fights with, randoms. And randoms fucking suck at fighting Tempered Lagiacrus. I don't know how you've gotten this far into Wilds. With, like, the amount of, like, hits you're taking. Or just the fact that, like, upgrade your damn armor. Like, I'm getting hit by something and it does a pretty good chunk, but, like, these people are, like, either nearly dying or straight up dying in, like, Blade Master gear. I'm sure that would have hit if I cared more about Worlds. Especially because by the time I got, by the time I did, like, anything in Iceborne, like, I'd already, like, done a lot in, like, Ride Sunbreak. So, like, by that point, I was already fucking sick of Nargacuga. I don't know, like, how many people experienced Vanilla Rise, but, after Vanilla Rise, if Nargacuga doesn't come back, for a good long while, it'll be too soon. That's really what it is, Jay. I don't know, the game kind of does it to you too, because, like, up, like, all through low rank, I just never bothered getting new armor. Like, nothing was hitting me that hard, and Divine Blessing was good enough that, like, I took on Zoshia and got to the credits with unupgraded, just, like, base Hope armor. And, like, I wasn't, like, I never carded. I wasn't taking that much damage. I mean, part of it was also just that, you know, with, like, Charge Blade and Gun Lance, like, I just wasn't... Like, I could shield my way through a lot of stuff, too. But even if I did take a stray hit, it wasn't that bad. We're up to 666 encounters. Come on, Moltres! The flaming bird did not give me the devil. I really wish I, like, towards the end of Sword and Shield's lifespan that I did with that, what was it, like, you had to do, like, win 3 battles in each, like, regulation thing, and you would get, like, the shiny Galarian birds. Really wish I did that, because, it'd just be nice to have the shinies. Because Lord knows I'm not getting them anywhere else. You know what? I'm surprised we still haven't gotten shiny Koraidon and Miraidon distributed yet. I am genuinely surprised we haven't gotten those yet. It didn't take this long for Zacian and Zamazenta, did it? And, like, I'm positive Solgaleo and Lunala came out, like, pretty quick, all things considered. So, like, the fact that we haven't gotten, like, distributions for the fucking motorcycle lizards... Give me my cool black Koraidon, man. You know what really chapped my hide? The fact that, not only were the legendary paradoxes, like, you know, like Iron Boulder and all that, not only were they... You only got one and they couldn't be shiny. I'm like, I really, really wanted to shiny hunt, Walking Wake. Because I'm like, cool, that means, like, someone with Violet can shiny hunt me in Iron Leaves, because I really like how shiny Iron Leaves look. And it's like, well, fuck. Like, not only am I not getting that, but, like, Walking Wake and Iron Leaves are basically mythicals at this point, because, like... Like, obviously they're not going to stick with that. Once, like, probably in Gen 10, like, they'll have the paradoxes come back, like the Ultra Beast came back in Gen 8. And, like, then Leaves and Wake will be available with the rest of their cohorts. But, man. Yeah, if the usual pattern would stick, we'd be getting Gen 10 at the end of this year. I think the only time we've had a 4-year gap was, between 3rd and 4th gen. So it's been a while since we've had a 4-year gen gap. Though, I mean, we're getting, you know, Legends Arceus, too, so, like, more... Not Legends Arceus, sorry, ZA. Oh, yeah, man, the fucking way they pronounce Lagiacrus and Wilds is horrible. I'm surprised that they didn't butcher Seregios. Seregios, I mean, like, objectively, yeah, like, that's probably how you would say it. Because in Japanese, you wouldn't say it with a soft G, you'd say it with a hard G. So, Seregios works, even though I'm going to keep calling it Seregios. But Lagiacrus, no, that's like the kind of shit, like... That's the kind of, like, when I want to make up, like, when I want to purposefully butcher a Pokemon's name to bother Casey. Like, when I was just like, oh yeah, you know, my favorite evolution of Sneasel, Weavile. Like, that's the kind of shit Lagiacrus does to my ears. I don't know. It's like, especially like, you know, you get like, when we were going through Iceborne, and the handler's like, oh, we have to take on Tigrex and Brachydios. And I'm like, who are those? I don't know any monsters named Tigrex or Brachydios. The fuck is a Tigrex? You mean this tiger-looking like a dinosaur? Well, I mean, well, actually, you could say, like, El Tigre. That works. It should be Tigrex. Now I just kind of talked myself into accepting that. But, the handler does not strike me as Hispanic, so, no. She, in particular, is pronouncing it wrong. I don't know, I disagree with, like, a lot of the quote-unquote official pronunciations. Even if some of it's just, like... I say Kushala Daora just because it feels nice to say it with, like, the 3 syllables each. Kushala Daora, yeah, that's how it is. I mean, it's how it probably should be, but I'm never going to call it Kushala Daora. It's going to be Kushala Daora. That's going to be the thing that chaps my hide when Ciadeus finally returns, and it's like, oh, we have to watch out for the Ciadius! Because you know that's going to happen. Okay. We're up to 732, which is, you know, we're starting to get close to what, Suicune was. I'm gonna say we'll get up to 900 and we'll call it a stream. My throat's starting to get a little, talked out here. I gotta save my voice for, more Dragon Quest on Friday. Yeah, Lugia and Chris from, Undertale. Lugia, we're in Undertale! It's Ho-Oh talking. What do you think my Marshadow is thinking, having to experience this over and over again? Do you think my Marshadow has enough determination to feel when the timeline restarts when I load a save? Could Marshadow win in the underground? Could Marshadow beat Asgore? Actually, that's a worthy conversation thread, because I like to, like, especially with, like, Monster Hunter things, like, I'll just be like, oh, hey, like, what if I took characters or monsters from this thing and gave them Pokemon types? What would the things in Undertale or Deltarune be? Like, what type would you ascribe to, Asgore or Toriel? Like, they use fire magic, so you probably have to say fire, but would you say normal, or maybe even dark? What would you do for Asgore? Undyne's obvious, you know. That one feels like water and fighting. Metaton, you got Steel and Fairy. Papyrus would be, I don't know, did you say, like, Papyrus would be Ghost and Fairy? Ghost and Normal, maybe? Doesn't he have armor, steel? Yeah, that works. So Steel Fire for Asgore. I was thinking, like, Dark, because, you know, the child murder. And then, like, Flowey is, like, Mono Dark. Well, no, Dark and Grass, duh. The flower. Generally, when, like, I see something that's just, like, pure evil, like, Mono Dark feels like a good way to say, like, oh shit, like, you're dealing with something big here. Sans, I wanted to say Dark and Ghost, but, like, Dark implies, like, a level of, like, evil. Like, Sans isn't evil. Nanashi 774. Shiftry, yeah, Shiftry, huh? Or, you know, Brute Bonnet, a Meowscarada. Why did Gen 9 introduce so many fucking Grass and Darks? Like Meowscarada, Brute Bonnet, and Wo-Chen. And they're all, like, strong Grass and Darks. Psychic. Yeah, Psychic and Ghost could work for Sans. Plus, that would work well with how frail Sans is, because Psychic and Dark is, like, a really easy type to one-shot. I'm sorry, Psychic and Ghost. Like, Lunala's, like... I mean, like, a lot of them have, like, legendary stats to do with it, but, like... Like, Hoopa's got some, like, really, like, amazing stats, but, like, is languishing down in the lower tiers because your, Psychic and Ghost is not a good defensive typing, and also your defense and speed are low. I could see Normal or Ghost for Sans. And Muffet would be Bug. Oh, shit, I've accidentally closed a bunch of those. Muffet is just Bug. Maybe Bug and Normal. Oh, peace out, Picno. I hope you had fun. Yeah, now that... Alright, everyone, now that stinky Picno is gone, let's get us a shiny, huh? So sorry. Well, I don't know, what do you do with so sorry? You want to say, like, Poison and Normal? Well, I mean, it's Samael the Butter Dragon, so, like, Poison Dragon. I'm so sorry is kind of like a Goodra. Deserved for calling me stinky. Yeah, you see? Instant karma. Fairy Dragon. Yeah, probably objectively if you're not trying to be mean, like I was there. That whole thing is just funny. So he's like, please, for the love of God, like, don't make me put this in here. And he's like, no, you could put this in here. It's like, alright. We're gonna put you in this room once per year for an hour. I love Undertale and Deltarune, man. Definitely go Undertale first nowadays, just because, Deltarune does, like, evolve so much on it that, like... I feel like it would be a little hard to go back to Undertale. I haven't done it in a while. I'm sorry, I'm, like, burping. I don't remember the last time I've gone through Undertale. I should go through Undertale again. I think I wanted to, like... After I beat Deltarune chapters 3 and 4, I was like, maybe I should just get Undertale on Switch. But then, like, the sale had ended. I'm like, oh, I'm not paying, like, $15 for Undertale in the modern era. I'll just fire it up on Steam. Just tried Undertale and it wasn't. Yeah, I get you. When it hits, it hits. I used to be able to play the song Undertale on guitar, but, God, I haven't, like, played my guitar all year. I think part of it was, you know, in regards to that job that I panicked out of. I wanted to use my first paycheck on, like, a really nice bass. And then, you know, as a result, that paycheck was a much smaller paycheck. And I was like, well, now I gotta hold on to it. I wanted to get a nice, good bass. And, oh, I played entirely. Well, I mean, I don't mind playing on keyboard. Depending on the game, I quite enjoy it. Like, I know I play FF14 on keyboard. I think some people say that, like, controller is probably, like, more comfortable for it, but, like, I don't know. Something about... Like, I think when I played it on PS4, I was just like, man, I sure wish I had a mouse for, like, certain aspects of this instead of trying to finagle with, like, the PS4's touchpad. Though that was pre-Stormblood, so that might even be, maybe it's easier. I know I don't know, when I was starting to get towards the end of A Realm Reborn, I was, like, kind of fat-fingering over my, keyboard in the heat of battle, so maybe I would get more out of a playing 14 on a controller. Still need to get back to 14. I haven't touched it in like a year, and I've still got 2.5 to do experience. I think part of it was like I played like 2.1 through 2.4 like in like the span of 2 days. And then my wrists hurt really fucking bad, so I had to take a break. But then I also swapped to Red Mage, because I was like, yeah, Red Mage! And it was just like something totally different when I still had like stuff I needed to get used to, and I was like, oh, well, now I feel a little overwhelmed, and I just haven't gotten back to it. So I'm just going to go back to Dragoon when I do it. Plus I'm going into Heaven's Ward. That's like the Dragoon expansion. But one day, not today. But one day. Maybe after my RuneScape sub runs out. Still got a month left on that. Though, who knows? Maybe if I push this out a little more, maybe Shadowbringers will go into the free trial too. Alright, 30 more encounters left. We're at 870. When I hit 900, I'll call it. Because, yeah, it's about 3 hours. I know a friend offered to, well, ex-friend, offered to, he was like, yeah, man, just sit in a voice call and I'll go run through, like, 14. I was like, well, yeah, but, like, I don't know, if I'm playing a game like that, I want to experience it. I'm just taking my sweet time. It's not like, it's not me being uninterested, it's just me, like, needing to, like, sit and, you know, go through a long Final Fantasy game. Can't wait for it to be 9:06. Me, when my alarm is set for 9:06. 9:06.0. Ah, that's 882. $882. Yeah, this is looking more like We'll probably hit the drop rate on that one. I don't know. I've gotten a pretty... That was my big thing, too. When we first started, like, talking about, like, going through a Realm Reborn, I was like, I think the first time I ever fired up 14 was... We were in a call. It was, like, you, me, Christy, Ryan, and, like, Heidelin's like, hear, feel, think... And, like, you guys are talking, I'm like, oh, I cannot focus on a video game with, like, in a call with other people. Which is why I don't, like, stream or LP, like, games I'm interested in the story and blind. Because I'm like, alright, I am never going to be able to take anything seriously if I don't, just experience it by myself. Of course, I say that, and that's how I'm going to experience all of the rest of Radiant Dawn, so, you know... Alright, here we go. Last match for the night. Let's see if we hit the good one. Nope. Oh, what the hell. We'll roll one more. We'll leave off at 906. Actually, no, we won't. That'll bother me really bad if I have to look at the shiny tracker and see that it's not an even number. Not only an even number, but a number that's evenly dividable by 6. Oh, did... Elaborate, Trev. Realest part of Critical Plane. Like, what, did he not, vibe with the story as much because of that? I don't know, that was, like, a big thing with, like, the fire. Like, Trev was like, why would I do that? That sounds hot. Yeah. I don't know, that's kind of what I've had, like, an issue with, like, wanting to, like, do, like, LPs of games recently. Like, when we were doing, like, some of the latter, Radiant Dawn episodes, I'm like, you know, like, doing, like, the funny voices, like, that kind of worked for, like, the Yokai Watch, like, the Yokai Watch era, Path of Radiance and whatnot. Reading in voices out loud, I don't quite get the same kick out of it as I used to. It was fun in Yokai Watch 3, though. I was enjoying it. I think it's Yokai Watch 3 in general is just, like, a lot lower stakes. But, like, going through, like, Radiant Dawn, reading things out loud like that. I swear I'm gonna get to Devil Survivor 2, Jason. I'm so sorry. Like, every time I'm like, fuck. Jason's waiting for me. Because I know you always comment about it. Well, I say always, that sounds like a negative thing, but, like, I look at Devil Survivor 2, and it's very much, like, the Jason anguished one. But, yeah, so, that's kind of, like, been, like, my big pause with, like, Radiant Dawn and stuff lately, is, like, getting... Yeah, that's the big thing, it's, like, especially with, like, how many voices we got now, I'm like, fuck, like, I can't remember, so now we're, like, doing, like, different things, and, like, I kind of just, like... After, like, the big golden age on Sage's channel was, fucking, like, I swear, like, I blew out some, like, my vocal cords or something, because I can't do some of those voices anymore. Like, you just heard me try with the pterodactyl screech, I physically couldn't do it. There are some of those voices I don't think I could straight up do anymore. I was putting my whole pussy into, the Yokai Watch... Fire Emblem Conquest era, and, boy howdy do I think I paid for it. I was doing shit with my throat that no human should do. My vocal cords, rather. So that's that, I do have an LP of Nier. I do want to get back to Radiant Dawn, and I am going to get back to Yokai Watch 3 this year, so... Trev, if you're interested, it could just be you, me, and Casey. But, until then, I think I am going to call it a stream, because speaking of my throat being, torn up, I am feeling a little sore throat. I'm gonna make myself some tea, and then I'm probably gonna just sleep. I woke up really early today. And, boy, am I starting to feel it. So, yeah, now seems like a good time as any to call it a stream with one shiny... for Yokai Watch 3, if you're interested. Oh, yeah! Discovered through Nier. That's nice. That one actually did have some pretty good amount of love for it. I look back very fondly on that. Same with the Drakengard 3 LP. I did mean to do Automata, but I don't think I cared for Automata that much. It was good, it just... I don't know. Anyway, point being, I'm going to call it a stream for tonight. Thank you so very much for watching. We are going to stream Dragon Quest III again on Friday, so be there or be square. Or, you know, on a Friday night, go have a life or something instead of watching someone play Dragon Quest III on the, for Steam. So, thank you so very much for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful night. And take care. Wow, infinite recursive. Oh, look, if I put... Oh, yeah, look at that. It is like a woman's vagina. Whoa. Whoa, it is like a speculum. Whoa. Why, this is the entertainment you come to Comic Fire Industries for, isn't it? Okay, well.